Let's say, what the hell's taking forever? All right, let's do it. Yo, DBS podcast, which is Damage Per Second podcast, episode 73. We are here. Been a real crazy gaming week over the last couple of weeks. You know, Destiny, Witch Queen. We also got Horizon, Forbidden West. We got Elden Ring. We got GT7 coming out tonight in some places where you'll be able to play it on your PlayStation 5. And then we got reviews coming from everywhere. 88 on Metacritic for that game so far, with a key reviewer not reviewing the game because Sony was like, nah, bro. We ain't giving you no review code. We gonna talk about that too. But I do want to welcome my homie, my friend, the man that has literally caught the bug from Elden Ring, and he has the fever. Slow-mo backslap. What is up, bro? How you been? What's going on with you?
Been good, man. You know, I've been playing games as usual. You know, out here. I'm not like crazy over Elden Ring like some people are, but I have like since Saturday. I started playing it Saturday, not Friday when it first came out, but since Saturday I have been probably playing Elden Ring the most out of anything that I've been currently playing. So yeah, man, I guess I am kind of digging the game for I think for different reasons than other people, but we can get into that later, man. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I've been doing good, man. It's I enjoyed the last 2 days off work. Well, today I went back to work, but the last 2 days before that, which was Tuesday, Wednesday, great time. Had a really good time with Eric Cuts for the win. Shout out to Eric Cuts. Shout out to the troubleshooter. Shout out to her having her first kid.
Yeah, man. Congratulations to Erica.
I told her, I was like, make sure you hit that registry up. Let us all know about those Amazon links so we can send you diapers and wipes and all that other crazy stuff, because that stuff gets expensive. And why pay for it yourself when you got people out here that will help you do it for the first couple of months that you have it? So shout out to everybody in the community that's going to help her out with that. Shout out to her for going, down this road, because I know it's going to be a long and grindy one, but it's so beneficial when you get to the end of it, because kids are the gift that keeps giving. They get on your nerves every once in a while, but it's nothing like having kids. But shout out to everybody in the chat for that. But other than that, I'm just playing games, man. Destiny. I can't wait to get into Elden Ring. I'm just waiting for this raid to be over with on Sunday. Well, Saturday going into Sunday, so I can like sit Destiny down for like a good week and a half and jump into Elden Ring, because I want you to carry me through content. I'm looking forward to that with your farming.
Don't think
spots.
That's going to be possible.
I am definitely looking forward to that.
I will explain all about why that probably won't be possible later. Once we get to the main topic. The ring topic.
Well, I am definitely looking forward to just jumping in worlds with you. But let's shout out to some of the people in the chat. We got Mitchy Dies a lot saying hello, guys. He is the first one here. We got Capono. He up in the chat talking about that VRR this month. Because guess what? If you are having problems on Elden Ring on PC or on PS5, you can use VRR for your benefit. Now let's get something straight here, Slow-Mo. Before we get into the whole topic of Elder, let's just discuss this VR thing. Some people think that just because your console has VRR on it, meaning you don't experience
and
the
your
frame
TV,
drop.
Because if your TV doesn't have it, then like so what?
So
right?
yeah, so what? So but people for some reason, think that having VRR really makes it so you just don't experience the frame drops. And I try to tell people that that's not the case. They're still there.
It just moves things out, but the frame, like, it's not giving you frames. It's the same nonsense. Don't you remember when Microsoft Flight Simulator came out?
Yeah.
And people actually thought, people out here who actually have tech channels, actually thought that VRR on their TV was going to give them 100, like double the frame rate,
right? That
it was supposed to be running at. Like, it was supposed to go from like sub 60, like struggling with 50 frames per second, to like 120, 110 frames per second.
Right.
No, that's not what was going on. And it's like, it was hilarious watching all of them, like, just like end up with egg on their face once there was an insinuation from Digital Foundry that like they even said like something's not right with this. This doesn't seem right. You know,
Mm-hmm.
don't take this as the gospel, and people just ran with it anyway.
Yep.
And then once they came out with the retraction and the correction, you know, these people look stupid. So it's really similar to that, although not as big because the differences aren't that big. But it's been said multiple times that VR will smooth things out, that you won't notice the stutters and the drops so drastically, but the drops are still there. They're
Right.
still there.
They're
They're
still
still
there.
happening. Nothing has changed. It's just that you don't notice it because you have a quality TV that's actually like making the experience a little bit better for you. I still like after I watched a couple videos today that talked about the latest update for Elden Ring, and look, you just keep it a buck. This is a really unoptimized game
Mm-hmm.
that does not run well on any platform.
Right.
Period. None. It runs well on 0 platforms.
Right.
So, look, there's no win, there's no W for anybody. Okay, it's just there isn't. So,
No,
yeah.
I agree 100% with that. But let's give the people what they want. Let's get into this show. Oh, shout out! Actually, let me go back to this. Shout out to the rest of the people that are up in the chat and stuff. Shout out to we got Hustle and Motivate up in the chat. Shout out to the troubleshooter. We got Jay Vargas up in the chat saying Forte and Slow Mo have a great show. And he said Mr. Slow Mo. So definitely just
Appreciate that.
paying all the respect.
There's a question in the chat I did want to answer real quick from
Yeah.
Capono. He says, "Why does PC gamers gain? What does a PC gamer gain from turning off VSync? Why do PC gamers turn it off?" I'll explain real quick. VSync. What VSync would do is it will, if you put VSync on in a game, it will make sure that your frame rate will match your monitor. So let's say, for example, you have a 60 hertz monitor. VSync will make sure that the game is only doing 60 frames per second, only doing 60 hertz. Now,
Yep.
well, a lot of PC gamers do, because like without VSync, if you don't have anything there to kind of like, you know, within the game to help with the frame rate, if you have massive drops, or if the engine isn't able to keep up, let's say you're in a vehicle and you're driving and the engine isn't able to keep up with how quickly you're moving, you can see screen tearing, and you'll see a lot of that in a lot of games that have like fast movement. What a lot of PC gamers do though is that if you have a G-Sync monitor, so like G-Sync is created by NVIDIA, and it's what it will do is G-Sync is like a more advanced version of V-Sync. If you have a G-Sync monitor, you would turn VSync off because your G-Sync monitor will take care of any screen tearing for you, so you can have your PC running at full throttle, as many frames as it can push, period. So instead of having a game, well, if you have a 60 hertz monitor, you're not going to be able to see it anyway, so maybe that was a bad example. But the sweet spot that most people like is a 144 hertz monitor. So let's say if you got a 144 hertz monitor, you can actually see it. If you have like some programs running to show things, you could actually see your frame rates being far beyond the 144 hertz frames that your monitor would be showing. But regardless, it's like it's not that big a deal. But the good thing is that, like, if you don't have a G-Sync monitor, turn VSync on.
Right.
Because it's gonna, the important thing the PC gamers care about is that the experience is good.
Right.
And if it's if you don't have a G-Sync monitor, you definitely would turn VSync on in those situations. But just a lot of people have G-Sync monitors and they just choose not to. So I
Yeah.
hope I explained it.
Yeah, you got it. Shout out to Sir Taz up in the chat saying, "What up, no Destiny Fire Team? Let's go." Shout out to him. We got Neil S. We got Real. What is it? I'm about to say it. Is it Real Zyar? What is it, slow mo?
Real Zero double O.
Is real?
O?
Okay, it's Real Zyar. Okay, it was, yeah. Just say it all together. We got Snow Dragon up in the chat. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a great show. So Slow-Mo, I want to start this off because I forgot to add a topic. I do want to talk about Game Pass. Game Pass, because it's actually in the title of this video. Let's start it off talking about Game Pass. And is it going to get better? Because they just announced that Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of people's game of the year for 2021, is officially hitting the service this month. What does this say to you about Game Pass in general? And do you think that this is going to be kind of the trend that continues throughout the rest of this year? And where do you see it going by? Where do you see the count for subs being by the end of this year when it comes to Game Pass?
Well, okay. So first question, I don't think that really changes anything for Game Pass. I think this is kind of more part of the course, and this is, and when I say that, when I say part of the course, it's Guardians of the Galaxy is a quality game, and that game came out in, I think, October of last year, and here we are in February. So that's like 5 months later, and that's kind of the trend that we see with some quality games, and especially quality games that don't sell well. Unfortunately, Guardians was a good game, and Guardians did not sell well, at least not initially, according to Square Enix. So like that kind of stuff, it doesn't surprise me that they put the game in Game Pass at that point, because that's been the trend for quality AAA games that are multi-plat and did not sell well. Is that you see them show up in Game Pass at some point in time within like 6 months after launch, but within 6 months after launch. So it makes sense to me. Okay. So this doesn't, it's not. But now, in regards to subs this year, they're at 25, right? That was the number that we were told.
Yeah, that was the number.
Okay. I am going to look. This is me, who doesn't give a crap about Bethesda Game Studios games at all. Okay, like I can't stand Bethesda games for internally. Like id Software, awesome. Machine Games, I love them even more. Arcane's cool, right? So I like the published games from their studios that they own, but Bethesda Game Studios, the internal stuff, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, don't care for it. That said, Starfield's probably going to, whether it turns out to be a great game or not, we have to be recognized. It's going to do numbers, okay? There is a big Bethesda community out there. This game provides the gameplay loop and sandbox that they are looking for, not Fallout 76, but more Fallout 4, more Skyrim, and that kind of sandbox that they really, if it really nails that gameplay loop, yeah, I can see Game Pass getting over 30K. I'm sorry, 30 million easily, based off of that alone. Like that would, if they didn't get great traction throughout the year, I could see them gaining just 5 million subs off of just Bethesda fans alone. Now,
I think a lot of it has to do with how Redfall does too, if it does officially come out this summer or before the fall.
I think
that has a lot. I think that will have a lot to do with it. I also think Forza Motorsport 8 will have a lot to do with it if they actually do release it, and they don't release it like 2 weeks before Starfield, and they actually give it the proper release like in September.
Though. I don't think people who are checking for Forza Motorsport care about it.
Yeah, but I think you just want to give it a chance to breathe, because I do think that as much as Horizon 5 Motorsport, Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 5, I keep mixing them up. As much as I think that game did still do amazing, I do think it got cut off at the knees due to the fact that it released right before the Halo launch, and Not that people that would have played, not that saying that people that
That's
wouldn't
a
have
different
played it.
racer, though.
I know it is it's the same thing, but I just think that if people, it's like the word of mouth thing, like how, think about like how we're gonna talk about it later about the difference between Elden Ring and Horizon. You don't really hear people talking about Horizon anymore. I mean, it's still out there, but Elden Ring is drowning it out. Like it almost is like, what the heck just happened? Like this huge AAA game from Sony, first party, third person action adventure, dinosaurs and everything. People were super excited for 1 week, and they're still excited. But
I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. Right?
okay,
I disagree because both Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West do two things that are similar. They're both games that are open world.
true.
They're both games that have a combination of melee and ranged combat. They both do things better than the other, but they're not exactly the same, because Horizon Forbidden West is more action adventure than action RPG, and Elden Ring is more RPG-ish than action adventure, but they are very similar. They're they're, I mean, like, there's like a Souls genre now, but it's like
Right.
you can see how they like they mix and compare in some ways.
Right.
Compared to Starfield, although we don't know, we've never seen gameplay for Starfield. But
Right, not true gameplay.
if it's what people keep thinking it is, which is Skyrim in space, right, or Fallout in space, that's a far cry difference between that and a simulation racer like Forza Motorsport. Like, even the people who care about Forza Horizon aren't going to play Motorsport, because it's that different of a racer now. The kind of people that like Gran Turismo, the kind of people that are waiting for Gran Turismo to come out tomorrow,
Yeah,
those are going to be the kind of people that would be checking out Motorsport.
I
But
agree.
that's just not the people that are going to care about Starfield. I don't care really for either one of those games, but if you put a gun on my head and say, "Look, you better go ahead and play one,"
Right.
I'm playing Starfield. Forget that. I'm not playing. I don't care about motorsport simulator. I don't care about spending hours tinkering with a car build and its tuning, and I don't give a crap about that. Most people don't.
Right.
And the people that do care about that, they're going to be all in on that. So it's like, that's a niche. That's a niche genre within the racing genre. That's already kind of niche in itself. So, like, I just think it's different. I don't think that's going to be a problem for them. Like, they could have Motorsport come out within weeks of Starfield. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now, I do understand what you're kind of feeling about Redfall, although I do think that, like, the hardcore Bethesda community just, again, even though these are two published Bethesda games, the hardcore Bethesda community,
They're gonna be there regardless.
yeah, they're gonna be there regardless. They're not necessarily the people that buy Arcane's games,
Right.
because Arcane games never really sold all that great to begin with. So, like, Skyrim has sold like a gazillion million copies, but you know, none of Arcane's games have sold close to any of the Elder Scrolls or Fallout games. So it's just clearly they're different demographics that they're really targeting. I am way more interested in Redfall than Starfield, because it's got that looter shooter vibes to it that I like. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's different strokes for different folks, you know.
No, I agree.
But
I agree. I just, like I said, in general, I just think it just comes back to, you want to give stuff a chance to breathe, but like you said, it's a different dynamic when it comes to different games and stuff. I just feel like marketing wise, you don't want them to have that close of a release to each other. But I do agree. I do think the game still was going to sell what it was going to sell no matter what. I just think that the buzz around it, and I do believe that buzz really truly does help sell a game. So maybe they missed out on a couple of thousand copies or something, so due to the fact that they got cut off at the knees by Halo with the buzz and everything. But in general, I just think that Game Pass is, depending on how you feel about it, some people like to subscribe and keep it subscribed like Netflix. Some people like to, get in for their couple of months and then get out.
Right.
I think at a certain point, Game Pass is going to hit that sustainable metric where there's consistently a game coming out every month where you're going to want to come in and want to keep it subscribed, or at least
I think they're going to hit that next year.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's when they're going to hit it next year.
We got Hellblade 2. What's targeted for next year is Hellblade 2.
Yep.
Fable. I feel like I'm missing. Hold on.
Hellblade 2. Avowed's coming out next year.
So that's 3 games. So look, remember when they were talking about how they wanted to have
a game every quarter
game come out every quarter? That's 3 quarters right there.
Yeah.
They could split that out. You could put Avowed in the summer because it's a new IP. You could put Fable in the fall because it's a well-established IP.
Yep.
And then Hellblade 2 is your big technical marvel, right? It's your game that you've been marketing. It's the game that you showed when you showed your console.
Yep.
So it's the one that they probably have the most faith in. So that would be your holiday game. And so you would need like a first quarter game, like a smaller title that isn't necessarily like, you don't really, I'm not gonna say you don't care if it succeeds or not, because of course they care if their games succeed, but it's not the kind of game that you are like, oh, this has to hit, that kind of thing. So kind of a smaller deal. Like, I mean, I don't think Obsidian would drop 2 games in the same year, but that other game that they're making that's very close to Disco Elysium could be something like that, or maybe another Bethesda game. I think there are a lot of stuff. I mean, because it's just March. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't seen yet. And some stuff we haven't seen will be coming out this year, and some will be coming out next year. But yeah, I mean, I think 2023 definitely is going to be the year that they start dropping more content like that.
Yeah, I think real Zyar basically just brought it up too. He said, "Will COD be on Game Pass by then?" And I do think that there is a good chance, because depending on what the deal is for Sony when it comes to the exclusivity rights and stuff, because they did say they're going to honor those deals. We don't know what the back end deal looks like when it comes to having it available inside of Game Pass or something like that. But then again, Microsoft and Xbox probably went to the table, was like, look, we'll honor those deals, but we're not going, in order to honor those deals, to keep them in place,
you have to take this
Game Pass stuff and run with that.
Yeah, you better keep that.
Yeah, so I guess that's something we'll find out over the course of the next year or so, because I do think this year, because you really got to work, because next year's 2023 Call of Duty, they already pushed that to 2024. So there is no Call of Duty coming out next year.
They can't bank on that being a game launching in Game Pass next year, because they've already well, they haven't announced it, but they've decided internally
that game is being delayed. So, and that has nothing to do with, and that don't have anything to do with Microsoft at this point, because it's still Activision and Blizzard's decision. But no, I agree with you. I think 30 million is an easy number to come to. It might go higher than that, depending on, like I said, the FOMO when it comes to games like, I mean, you got to remember, we got MLB coming out later I think it's either later this month or beginning of next month. That's going to be a nice little boost to it. We really don't know outside of Redfall what's coming this summer. And then from there, we just got speculations and stuff around Forza Motorsport 8, and then we know we got the big boy and Starfield coming out at the end of the year. So it's going to be real interesting.
I'll say this. I'll say this before we transition.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the final number, I would say 30 million is probably the baseline. That's the minimum I think it will be at the end of the year, based upon just Starfield, and the first big game to come out from Bethesda in years launching, and it being a mainline Bethesda game is the important thing, because people will say, well, Fallout 76 absolutely bombed, and it did, and it deserved the bomb because it was a cash grab piece of crap, and the game is on life support right now, and that's exactly where it deserves to be, because it disrespected fans. They disrespected fans, and how they marketed it and managed the entire thing. Well, if they've learned from that, cool, great, right? But this is supposed to be, and again, kind of games that I can't stand. But there's a ton of people, there's millions upon millions of people that do love these kind of games, and I think if they just provide that, if they just provide another Bethesda Elder Scrolls Fallout kind of game, you're gonna get like 5 million subs off of that.
Cool. Go
But
ahead.
if it's better than that, if it's more than that, if it's like a game of the year contender kind of game, then the sky's the limit. You know, then it's like it could go higher, because now it could be. I don't think it'll hit the kind of levels of like everyone wants to play it like Elden Ring right now. But let's say it did, right? Let's say it did do that, then you're gonna get a lot of people like, man, I'm just gonna sign up for Game Pass real quick and give this game a shot since everybody talk about it. And so like that's the kind of juice that you want, you know. And I don't know what I remember at one point Xbox had the marketing rights to Elden Ring,
They did.
and I have no idea what happened with that. But I mean, they probably had no shot of ever getting that launching in Game Pass anyway.
No,
But
no.
just the fact that like it always seems like when it comes to marketing with them, that they take a lot of L's, man. When it comes to uh marketing games, they marketed Cyberpunk, they marketed Anthem, they man,
Outriders.
Outriders. Every
Yeah.
game they market is a massive L, and then the ones that aren't, that they were marketing, they get out of marketing somehow, and it's just like
Yeah.
I don't yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. Go ahead and say his name one more time, Slomo. He said you say it right.
Rosaire,
Oh, is it Rosier? Rosier?
Rose,
Railzier.
Rail,
Railzier. Oh,
Zare,
Railzier.
Rosaire,
Okay,
double up.
Rosier. Okay, Rosier. Okay, I got it. Okay, cool. We know it now. I'm gonna make sure that I commit that to memory.
We didn't put forth in class.
Yeah, we did. You know,
Let's
English
break the syllables down.
Railzair. You got it. Let's go. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Shout out to Ramon Terrell up in the chat. Shout out to you. We got a Nate
What's
up in the
Ramon?
chat. He said nobody wants that 76. I definitely agree, even though there's a lot of people still playing it.
And Nate said, "What's up, Nate?" Yeah.
Yeah. Tando, he talked about Battlefield 2042. Man, they doing stuff with maps, and I don't care what they do with that game because the game is busted, and I still don't want to play it until they fix it. So that's just where I sit on that. But yeah. So let's transition to our next topic, which is Destiny 2. So Slow-Mo, you've been playing Elden Ring. Tell me, sir, how much further have you got in Destiny? Isn't it your favorite game? Isn't it your favorite game of the generation? Tell me what you think of it so far.
Not. But I'm look, I'm still enjoying the campaign. I'm a little bit more than halfway through it. I might have to just start playing it solo soon, because like my homie has been playing it with me. I may have played like the first 3 hours of it solo, and then it started getting into all these like raid mechanic stuff that I do not feel like doing solo. But my friend I've been playing with my friend, but he's so busy and like our schedules are different. So it's like I'm at like step 10 of 19 of the full campaign, so I'm a little bit more than halfway there. But I mean, I'm not tripping. I'm taking my time with it. It's fun. It's a very, very good campaign. Do I feel it's the best Destiny campaign, as some people have been saying? I don't really. I don't think so quite yet. I mean, like, but I haven't finished it, so like, there's a lot that I don't know that other people who have finished it already know. So it could change. It could change, but it's all right. It's not bad.
Yeah, cool. I have completed it on multiple characters at this point now, and I am ready on 2. See, listen, this is what happens when you don't jump into other games until you're done with the one that you know you're going to know life for a couple of weeks, and I do not regret that decision. It's probably the best decision for me, and I am glad that I made it. But yeah, I am still truly enjoying it. I'm enjoying watching people play the gaming experience, something that I wish Bungie would have done a long time ago, which is give people a proper story that they can actually
True.
follow from the beginning to the end of the game.
True.
And as much as I want to celebrate them for doing that, it's about time.
Hey, real quick, are we on the second topic?
Oh yeah, I didn't change it. Yeah, second topic.
So did we talk about Steam Deck?
Oh, we didn't. I literally just skipped over it. You're right. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Steam Deck after this, I guess. I wanted to get to Destiny so bad. I
wow.
literally skipped.
I mean, just skipping topics to talk about Destiny. Like,
listen,
y'all know this would not happen if I was hosting.
Yeah.
Sir,
listen. But yeah, it's nothing really more to talk. I just wanted to bring it up just as an update to where you were in your Destiny grind to see exactly how much you're enjoying this game. And
but to answer your question, will you continue to play? No. Once I finish this campaign, it's getting uninstalled because I the seasons, I don't care about any of that because all that stuff is just busy work. It's good. Like if you're into that, if Destiny is your second job, more power to you. You enjoying them seasons. You like the whole here's a weapon and here you guys do a gazillion steps to finally get that weapon. All right, but go ahead, go. You do you. But me, no, sir. I don't care about that. I'm not doing that. I will uninstall. Now, I do because I do like the campaign, and I do like what they did. When they come out with the next one, I'll be interested in going back and reinstalling it and playing the next campaign because it was good. And if they continue that, and I kind of feel like they probably will because some of the stuff that I think they did in the past was due to them trying to find ways to generate revenue as an independent developer who's just trying to keep the lights on, and they don't have to worry about that anymore with Sony being basically the daddy Robux, the the piggy bank, taking care of their finances. So they have a foundation and a financial backing that they didn't have before. So they could actually continue to do campaigns like this that aren't like forcing people to just grind Destiny all the time and miss out on other games. And I think that's fine. So I'll be back for that. But if they ever revert back to how they used to do things, I'm out.
You out. Yeah, let us know in the chat, guys. First of all, shout out to everybody that took the poll. It was 45% of the people said they did play Guardians of the Galaxy, and 54% said no.
Really?
I know, that's kind of interesting. So
yeah.
So at least 10 people didn't play it. No, 12 people didn't play it, and 10 people did that took the poll. I was expecting a way higher. I was expecting that close to like 70-80%. But yeah, if you haven't
saying yes,
yeah, saying yes,
yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, so
that's interesting.
So the next question is, I'm not gonna do a poll for it, but just let us know in the chat. Are you gonna play it now that it's hitting Game Pass at this month? If you have an Xbox with the ability to play Game Pass, is it something that's on your radar? Because it's definitely a great game. Game of the year contender for a lot of people last year, so definitely check that out. And let me
shout out to Ramon for correcting me. Yes, it's Daddy Warbucks. Look, I know what I said when I said
did you say
it, okay?
Daddy Robux?
Yes, I did. Okay. Yes, I do know Robux was part of Sears back in the day. Ramon, you're old, but just to let you know that for even saying that, you just age yourself.
Listen,
but I was hoping nobody heard me say the wrong word.
I didn't want to correct you. I just let it be.
No, you didn't even recognize what I said. It was Ramon in the chat that heard it. Anyway, go ahead.
So you say. All right, so let's transition over to the Steam Deck, the thing that should have been the first topic that ended up being the third topic. So let's talk about the Steam Deck. First of all, Somo, when are you getting your Steam Deck? Because I know you haven't received it yet. When is your delivery date?
I have no freaking idea because I'm Q2. I am Q2 2022. So I got my money ready. I'm ready to go. When I get that email, and I'm hoping they don't go to the spam folder. But
They only give you
when I
what 48 hours or 72 hours to buy it.
72 hours. You get 72 hours. I am checking the spam folder even though, well, I don't need to check it, but I will be checking it every day starting April 1st because Q2, the Q2 people are starting April. So starting this month would be the Q1 people if I guess all goes well and everything. Which I think it will, because I feel like there's a lot of people who put the reservation down with just say $5 like I did initially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they may have changed their mind, or they're not paying attention, or maybe they just they ain't got it right now, and they're not gonna have it when it comes out, and they're gonna get passed over. So I think that they may start to to go into Q2 like in the middle or the end of March. At least I hope so. And that really also kind of depends on their manufacturing ability to crank them out. If they are slow with that, then that might also slow things up too. Either way, I don't know when I'm getting mine, but when I do get mine, you know what I'm doing with it, right?
You gonna play Elden Ring on it?
No, no.
You gonna play? You gonna download the emulator so you can play all of the Switch games directly on it? Huh?
Yes, yes, of course I am, man. Oh
Man.
man, I can't wait.
You know you're supposed to still buy. You know, in order for that to be legal, you need to buy those games.
I will. I keep telling people this. I will buy those games. I'm going to buy them, and I will emulate them. But I'm going to buy them. I will buy the games.
So
I
Nintendo basically still wins.
I mean, look.
Because they make less money on the hardware than they do on the games.
Oh, but I mean, I think they still want you to buy a Switch because
that's the only way to play their games.
Nintendo didn't make that thing underpowered, in order for them to make a profit at launch for no reason. They unlike Microsoft and Sony, they care about you buying their hardware.
Right, I agree.
So they're not happy about people emulating it, but and then they can do about it.
Shout out to Jay Vargas. He says Guardians is amazing. Then Damien to go says yes, but Guardians is too short. And then Sir Taz said I'm canceling my pre-order. He told me this yesterday. I met him. Yeah, he told me he can't. He said because he can't play Destiny. He can't play Destiny.
Yes, you can.
Technically you can't unless you unless you get a side loader with Windows on it. Which I know is a thing. So Slumber,
download that bad boy, man.
So let's talk about it.
I ain't messing with no Steam OS.
So let's talk about it, Slow-Mo. Steam Deck missing key games on platform, which is Destiny 2 will not be there because of compatibility issues with Windows, and we also know Fortnite ain't there. But Valve did come out and say that they are working with Epic in order to get that up and running on the system. We don't know how long it's gonna take.
Fortnite will be there.
Okay.
Fairly soon, because I can almost certain that like a large portion of people are.
What's up, Erodimus?
Can be wanting to play that on the Steam Deck. So yeah, they're gonna get that one working. Now Destiny probably not, right? But Taz says they'll ban you. They're not going to ban me because they're not going to notice any difference. So like, when we say sideload Windows 10, we're talking about loading up a Windows 10 operating system. Destiny on PC runs on Windows 10. So you're going to be using like a Windows OS with Steam installed, regular old Steam, and you're going to play it through Steam the way you play it through Steam right now. So it's not going to be anything where like Bungie's going to have an issue. Like you can do this device is the reason the appeal of this device to PC gamers is that like on PC we can do whatever we want with this hardware.
Customization,
just customizing it, and that's the big push there, and that's where the whole emulators and everything are coming from. That's with look, people was like whether Microsoft decided to Microsoft decided to have a Game Pass app on this natively or not, people were going to have the ability to play games with Game Pass on this regardless, because they could just forget Steam OS, roll with Windows 10, and get it done. So, it's all the same, man.
What sizes does that Steam Deck come in? 512, 256.
Yeah, it's 512 megabits, which is like a flash drive or something. I can't remember. It's small. That's the cheapest one. That's the $400 one.
That's the $400
Now,
one.
expandable memory all the way around. So even if you got that one, you could go take an NVMe SSD, and there's a slot for that, and you can go get yourself like a two terabyte NVMe SSD and throw that in there, and now there you go. You got all the storage that you need.
What's the other sizes? 512, 256 gigabyte,
and then 512,
and then 512.
Yeah, and the 512 one's like 600. So yeah.
So 256 megabytes, 256 gigabytes, and 512 gigabytes.
Right, I got the middle one, so I got the.
You got the 256.
Yeah, and that's gonna be fine for me because I'm not a big like portable gamer kind of guy. So like when I go on vacation, I'll definitely use this in the summer. If I'm decided like I want to play a game real quick, that's like kind of like a slower pace RPG, a little bit older, don't really feel like going to my PC for it, I'll use this. But otherwise, it's like I'm probably not going to use it that much, so I don't really need to have a ton of games installed on it. So
yeah, no, I agree. I am so far out that they didn't even give me a date. They don't even tell me if I'm quarter 3, quarter 4, because I was
so you're like just after Q2. Basically.
Yeah, I'm way after Q2 because I was on the fence, and the thing is, I should have just went ahead and did it. It was only a $5 pre-order. It wasn't like it was paying the whole thing off it. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I really want that thing. I really want this thing. It's like, because let's be for real, if you have a Switch, why wouldn't you want this? It's like the next best thing to having, a portability, but you have full control.
Nintendo is not going to give you
this
new hardware anytime soon. They were definitely planning on giving you new hardware, but then you kept buying multiple versions of their crappy underpowered hardware. So they said, why would we waste our money on the manufacturing and the R&D to continue this forward on something more powerful that your games will perform better, but are we making any more money by us doing this? No. So they're not going to come out with a Switch Pro or a 4K Switch or whatever the heck that they were planning on doing. It was definitely going to either use the Xavier or Orion Tegra chip, because like they use an NVIDIA APU. The what's currently in the Switch right now is the X1 Tegra. It's like the very first APU that NVIDIA created, and NVIDIA's had like 4 like more powerful versions of their APUs since then, and it's supposed to be likely Xavier, because Xavier is the weaker one, because Nintendo ain't really trying to, they don't want to be at a loss at launch with just the hardware. They want to make a profit off of that, no matter how small. So they'll probably go with the cheaper one, the less powerful one, which is Xavier. But whatever they had planned to come out as the new, more powerful version of the Switch, that's probably going to end up being like a whole new platform. Like instead of the Switch, it'll probably still do the same thing the Switch does, but it'll be like a new name, the Turbo Switch, or I don't know, like a whole new thing. It just to make sure that they can say the people can look at both of them, but like, oh yeah, that's the Switch, and that's whatever that new thing is. Because they don't want to cause the kind of confusion that they caused with Wii U. They don't want to do that again.
Right. No, shout out to Double O. I'm not gonna say his name because I keep mispronouncing it, even though you told me 1,000 times. He says the Switch is unsold NVIDIA Shields. I mean, it does have an Integra chip inside of it, so you might actually be on it. So, but guess what? That piece of hardware is going to be the #1 sold piece of hardware in the world when it comes to video game consoles by the time it's all said and done being sold. So, be ready to say Nintendo's king of the world when it comes to that one. They actually make some really good decisions when we may not like. That's the thing. We may not like the fact that the Switch is underpowered. You know, being hardcore gamers, but it works for Nintendo, and Nintendo is going to cater to their market, and they're going to cater to their fan base. And as long as their fan base is willing to cough out hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars a generation for iterations and upgrades, like just getting different color Joy-Cons because you can't get those separately, you know, they're going to keep making money. And then but the software speaks for itself. You know, as much as I know Slow-Mo doesn't care about first party Nintendo,
Nope.
And I get it, you know, and it's not for, I give them a hard time, but I know it's not for everybody because some people just grow out of that stuff. But the fact that they are coming out with another, like, they have more Pokemon games coming out in the last year.
It's such a scam. It's such a scam.
They
man.
have 2 brand new ones. Like, I was like, what? This new Nintendo Direct, two new Pokemon games.
It don't even need to be 2. It should be just one game.
No.
They make it 2.
They make it 2.
They know y'all gonna buy it.
They know you're gonna buy both because you got it.
And it's such a scam, man.
But
look,
is it really a scam when people are actually doing it willingly though?
Yes, it's still a scam.
It's really not Slow-Mo.
Just 'cause you fall
They know they're not forcing you to Slow-Mo. They don't say that you have this or that.
Anybody who falls for a scam.
Yes, they do. You don't have to click on the link. You don't have to click on the link. The link could just be sitting there. Like Slow-Mo, when someone sends you a scam in your email, didn't say you won $100,000. Click this link to claim your prize.
If I ever clicked on like a spam email or whatever, like I'm gonna blame me. That's my fault. I should have known better. The email that you thought was from Amazon with all the misspellings, you really thought that was from Amazon with the letterhead all wrong, saying that your order was messed up, canceled. Click here to check on it, and you don't remember ordering something. You really clicked on that link. That's your fault.
That's true.
So yeah, it's a scam, man. Look, just Nintendo fans have no impulse control, and I do know that. Like, I mean, look, I'm talking about what I'm gonna do. You know, to play whatever. Very few Nintendo games. Like I want to play Triangle Strategy. I'm down to play that. But
you should go buy a Switch.
No, I'm good. I got my Switch.
Comes out tomorrow. But you won't be able to play Triangle Strategy until April or later.
Good. I'm good. And I don't care about it that much. Now the reason why I talk about that is that the majority, and Nintendo knows this, the majority, this is why they don't really care about the Steam Deck, and it's not like real competition for them, because yeah, you could play their games on the Steam Deck and the performance would be better, but what you have to do, and it's not hard, but it's not plug and play,
right?
And that's enough. What you have to do to get those games running is too much. It's too much for the regular gamer, the regular Nintendo gamer. Like to go watch a YouTube video and figure out what the instructions are to get games emulating through Uzu or Dolphin or whatever. No, they're not doing. No one's doing all that. Well, not no one. But a lot of gamers aren't going to do all that. The casual gamers aren't going to do all that. Even some of the like hardcore gamers don't want to do it. That's the reason why the console market and the PC market is very different.
Yeah.
So Sony recognizes that. That's why they're putting all their games on PC.
Yeah. Shout out to Rich the Swag Lord saying, "What's up, Slow-Mo? What's up, Forte? You know, what's up, bro? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming through."
Man.
Yeah, man, I agree. I do think Man, when it goes, just going back to the whole missing games, I do agree. I do think people will find creative ways to get the games on the system that they want on there. You think Nintendo really truly wants their games played on a Stream Deck that is more powerful than the handheld that they got, and you can get 60 frames per second or higher in some of their games? I don't think they really want that narrative out there, but guess what? They're going to find a way to shut down some of those sites, and then there will be other emulators that come up, you know, like me and Stone were talking in the pre-show, talking about how Dolphin and everything is already up and running on that system and stuff. So anything that you have,
ain't even out yet, and all the emulators,
they're already there. Like people have been waiting. People have been waiting for this for a long time. So even if your favorite game, Taz, Destiny, isn't playable on the Steam Deck day one,
even though it is,
even though it will be at some point, you know. But I do agree with Taz. You know, you never know. Bungie might get real like, we don't want you doing that at all. And
how are they going to know?
Listen, man. Listen, these accounts. Listen, these accounts.
They scan.
Are you willing to risk your account with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 hours on it to see though? Are you willing to
have 4,000?
No. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I
if
guess
it was
with
you,
Destiny 1, yeah.
Would you be willing to risk that? That's the thing. I think that's what it comes down to. With like, and I agree, it will be you will be able to do it. I do agree 100% with you on that. But are you willing to risk an account with 3,000 hours of gameplay on it and all the stuff that you accomplished and did in the game just to play it on a handheld?
I like to live dangerously.
Yeah, you say that. Okay, I gotta find the game.
I'll wait to the danger zone.
I gotta find the game that you care about the most and see if you be willing to do that if they didn't want you to do it. Shout out to Dragonheart Yobi
Hold
TV.
on the Top Gun.
Right, exactly. Shout out to Dragonheart Yobi TV with the $5 holla. He says, peace, love, life to the brothers. Keep up the great work. We appreciate you, sir. Definitely appreciate you. Taz says, I wasn't buying it for a Steam Deck for Destiny though. Yeah, that's true. He wasn't even buying it for Destiny, but Destiny's the reason Destiny's the reason he's canceling it though.
1,000 a buck, right?
Go ahead. So keep it a buck.
In the party chat, and Taz said, real quick, shout out to Ham Solo. What's up, bro?
Ham Solo up in the chat. He was on DPS a couple weeks ago.
He had put down his $5 for a pre-order on the Steam Deck. I was like, he ain't getting that. I said that to myself. I didn't say it out loud, but he ain't getting
are you so you're doubting that Taz was gonna, you know, Mr. Moneybags himself wasn't gonna go get it? Oh no, no, listen, no, Taz, you gotta get it now. You can't be letting this man call his shots 2 months later saying he ain't gonna get it. I know he ain't gonna get it.
So you're basically saying he needs to spend $400 that he don't want to spend.
No, he wants
just for ego reasons.
No, he wants to spend it. He wanted to spend it.
No, he don't.
Man, Taz wants the Steam Deck. He just upset that Destiny's not playable on it. That's it. That's it. Shout out to Ramon Terrell said, damn, over here choking on too much wasabi. Man, don't kill yourself over there, bro. We need you. Like I said, shout out to Ham Solo up in the chat. If you don't know Ham Solo, check out his YouTube channel. He did a really good interview with Slow-Mo. I know I'm gonna be setting something up with him over there. I don't have the information. What is the name of his channel?
ESWS Gaming.
Yep, gaming. It is on the channel. It was on the show that he did 2 weeks ago. What was the last DPS that was on my channel? So if you go to that, you know, don't do it now because you're here. But after the show, go check that one out. And the link to all his information is in that description. So thanks for coming through, Ham. It's always great to see you. But yeah, man. Taz said it has nothing to do with Destiny, bro. Nothing to do with Destiny. Okay, so I need you to really tell me, Taz, while I'm reading off the other stats, tell me why you don't. What's the other reason you don't want that Steam Deck? Definitely want that.
Look, Taz can tell you, like,
no, I know. I just say he can tell me that while I'm reading his other stuff. So the Steam Deck, which Steam Deck will you get? One person out of the 21 said, I guess I'm getting this 512 version. I guess that man's super smart. He was like, listen, I could throw an SSD up in that thing, an NVMe. I don't need to be giving them more money than I need to. And that's the way he's looking at it. We got 14% say they're getting the one that you're getting. It's
not just that, though. I'm sorry. You know what?
Isn't it a better screen on the other ones, too, or something?
I'm about to go look it up real quick because there's more to it. There's not major things, but like the other versions get like a case. There is an anti-glare screen for the most expensive version.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some stuff that the middle version gets that the cheapest version doesn't get as well. So it's more than just the memory.
Well,
So
the
I just
memory is
can't
the one
remember.
thing that stands out. So 256, so 14% said they're getting the 256 gig. We got 32% saying they're getting the 512 gig version, and 50% of the people in this chat said, "Listen, man, I play on consoles. I don't play handheld. If I want to play on handheld, I'll go get a Nintendo because Nintendo's the best at making them, and I don't want a Nintendo, so I'm just gonna keep playing on Xbox and PlayStation." Or they're just mad because they're, the games that they want on there got canceled and they're not coming and they canceled their pre-order. So shout out to those people. Taz was like, now I want to skip over other people. Yep. So Ham just put it in chat. TSWS Gaming. Shout out to that. Blade X just woke up. So appreciate you coming through, brother. DPS time. Let's go. Sir Taz says, I asked you at Slow-Mo if I should get a Steam Deck or PS5. You said to get a PS5. That's what you told him to do. He said that is.
I don't remember the question being phrased like that. I think it was like, what would you rather have, a Steam Deck or a PS5 or something like that? But either way, I still think that a PS5 would do you you would get more enjoyment out of that than the Steam Deck test, just based off the kind of gamer you are. You're not the kind, you're a console gamer, man. And so like the even though Steam OS will allow you to play with like the vast majority of your Steam library, you don't have a Steam library because you're not a PC gamer. So like that benefit isn't as important to you. And then just like if you're just a regular console gamer, right, and you're thinking, I might want to dabble in PC gaming, I don't really think the Steam Deck is really the way to go, because it's if you the dabbling in PC gaming will be to completely like put on Windows 10 and do a whole bunch of other stuff that you could do because it is literally a portable PC, a portable gaming PC. But if you really want to get into PC gaming, the GPU price is starting to come down. I would say just build yourself a PC. Go all in and then see the difference in performance compared to what you get with consoles. Shout out to the Ash and Luca with a $5 super chat. Says the Batman is excellent. 9.5 out of 10.
Oh Lord,
100% recommended. Wow, no cap. Okay,
no kappa. Okay, Queen. Hey, yo, listen. Yeah, I definitely gotta
have to go see it this weekend.
I have to go see it this weekend. Hopefully, we could beat this raid on Saturday, so I don't have to bleed into my Sunday trying to do it, because I definitely want to go see it. I was talking to Luca earlier when she was on her way to go watch it, and I told her, I can't wait for your tweet, Queen. And there it is. I appreciate that. I just need to know. So for her to say that, that means Robert Patterson didn't disappoint. Okay, that kind of works for me. Shout out to Blade X. He says, I am too poor for that life. Definitely too. Listen, man, there's a lot of people too poor for that. I'm too poor for that life. That's why I waited. And then Ham Solo was like, he's getting the one with the anti-glare screen, which I believe is the middle one. And then
I think that's the most.
That's the most expensive one.
I think it's the most. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, and then Rich the Swag Lord says, "What's up, baby?" He said, "What's up, Luca?" And then so did Blade X. He said, "Luca, baby."
Okay, yeah, the anti-glare screen is the most expensive one at $650. So I'm gonna break down the Okay, so I was incorrect before. The 64 gig eMMC version, that's $400, does come with a carrying case, but that's all you get. You just get that little bit of memory and the carrying case. Now of course you could expand that memory, so if that's what you kind of feel like, I could save myself some money, even though you're going to have to spend, if you're going to get an NVMe SSD, you're going to end up spending, let's say if you get a 250 gig version, you're going to spend about how much the price is for the middle version anyway. So, but whatever, right? So the middle version, the one I'm getting, is 530, 256 gigs of NVMe SSD storage. Comes with a carrying case, and it comes with an exclusive Steam community profile bundle. I have no idea what that is. I don't care really, but it's probably nothing serious. Really. It's probably nothing serious, but anyway. And then the 650 gig version is 512 gig NVMe SSD. It comes with a case. the anti-glare glass screen, the whole community profile bundle, and a exclusive virtual keyboard theme. Like that's yeah. Basically, the if you want the anti-glare glass, I, I guess you're gonna splurge for that because that seems to be the only real big draw for that compared to the middle version.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Well, listen, I know a lot of people are excited for their Steam Deck if they're actually getting one, which is cool. I'm not getting one, not day one at least. Like I said, I don't know when mine is coming. You know, I waited too long. It's going to probably be 2023 by the time I get it. So that's a cool thing. Ham Solo says, I am in zero rush to buy it, but that's what I get. I don't want to buy it and wait for it to work the way I want it to. I want to see an onslaught on hands and on reviews first. I feel you on that. And then Blade X says, Stone Library games work on the Steam Deck. So that's what Slow-Mo's up here trying to do. You know, he keeps saying he gonna buy all these these Switch games, but is he really gonna buy them?
That many games to buy. Look, look. If I can look, I'm good. I'm good.
Don't even say it. So let's move on to the next topic, which is no review review codes for GT7 for Survivor. So first of all, when's the last time you played a Gran Turismo game, Slow-Mo? How long has it been? 20 years?
PS3?
Oh, wow. So it's literally been 15 years.
Look, man, I don't care about racing games. I just don't. Like, especially not simulation racing.
You don't want to play the eye candy of all generations? You know, that's the first game that they put out there and tried out to be the eye candy.
Good.
And Ramon Terrell, I didn't forget what he asked. He said we got to talk about the the road physics inside the game. I don't know if you saw that video, Slow-Mo, on Twitter where that person's car flipped over like 1,000 times, and it looked crazy because Diller retweeted it. It was actually pretty crazy. I was like, man, that don't look good. But so Survivor. We only really know a Steve-Ivor for the fact that they did the review for Horizon Forbidden West, and which was a PlayStation exclusive game, and this could just be complete coincidence that PlayStation isn't giving them a review copy for this game either. They're not giving them the ability to. Well, they might still have the ability to to review it, but they're just not going to provide them with the code to do it. What do you think about that, Slow-Mo? And do you think this is going to be something that a lot of not developers or just publishers, when it comes to like written media or reviews, are going to be seeing in the future?
For one, I don't think this is the first time. If I recall correctly, Survivor didn't get a review copy from Sony for Horizon Forbidden West.
They got it from a third party.
Right. So this isn't new. This is just Survivor putting it out publicly for the first time. And maybe they be a little bitter because Sony was like, nah, fam, we're not giving you no. You gave Death Stranding a 3.5 out of 10.
Right, that's what Chris Singleton, he said, man, I know Survivor for giving Death Stranding a 3.5.
Now, not every PlayStation game has gotten a bad review from them. I know they reviewed Spider-Man Miles Morales well, and they reviewed Rift Apart, Ratchet and Clank well as well. You know, it's I don't know I can't remember off the top of my head, but they've done some decent review scores, high scores for those games. They've also rated a good 3 or 4 of them in the past, recent Sony releases low. This isn't new.
Mm-hmm.
And every platform and publisher engages in this to some degree. We've seen and heard from YouTubers who would get review codes, and then they didn't give the most flattering review of the game, and then now their contact with that publisher or platform don't answer the phone no more. Don't answer emails no more. You know, act like they don't exist. It's happened multiple times. We've seen it happen with Ubisoft. Microsoft has done it before. Bethesda has done it before. They all do it. So they all engage in it in some to some degree. And when you look at Sony, and you know that Sony, and according to the narrative director of Sony Bend, or the former, I don't know if he's still with them or not, but
Hmm.
as he said that, like, Metacritic is king for them. Like, Metacritic is extremely important. And so even though I think it's garbage because of how Metacritic does things, but if for them it's that important, I'm not surprised that they're going to limit the if they got limited review codes going out, there's going to be a hierarchy of who they're going to give it to.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be that. They gonna
PlayStation Lifestyle, you at the top of the
you at the
list,
top of the
baby.
list. You gonna give us a 10?
Survivor, you are at the
The
bottom.
bottom.
And if we got 100 review codes going out, you gonna be 101, unless we literally just can't get enough, like, people to review a game. Then okay, we'll add you in. But like, it looks like that business relationship's done.
Right.
And if I was Survivor, if you stand by what you said, or you stand by the reviews, because clearly, like, I think they don't actually have like in-house reviewers, they just kind of like outsource it.
Yeah.
But if you stand by the reviews that you posted, then wear that as a badge of honor. Yeah, we gave Death Stranding a 3.5, and what? Yeah, we gave, even though I think that review score is absolutely ridiculous and doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we gave Horizon Forbidden West a 6.5. And look, your review, they're still gonna do reviews. They just, they're gonna have to buy the game like everybody else. And that review is gonna come out later. That's gonna hurt their website, because by the time they get the review out, people are gonna stop caring about reviews, stop caring to look at reviews. So they're gonna stop getting that traffic at that point.
All right.
Which is why the whole process to reviews just needs to be revamped. And it really comes down to, it's the publisher's fault for it. And it's I think it's kind of like a systematic thing where one thing affects another, for example, because the publishers don't give the devs great deadlines or manage the projects well, that the games are coming in hot. Which means, because the games are coming in hot now, the developer really doesn't want to give reviewers a review copy in a reasonable time period, because the version of the game they're going to review isn't going to be the version of the game that's going to come out at launch. So they're leery of giving you the game when it's not quite ready. Again, that goes back to the publisher for not giving them enough time.
Right.
And then the reviewers they got deadlines, they got their editors on top of their head. You need to have that review ready by the embargo lift. Like, not a second later. It needs to be ready then, because that's when we're going to get the most traffic, which means that we can sell that advertiser space to the most advertisers. We can keep the lights on.
Right.
It's a process. And it all comes down to the foundation of the issues with this process. Now, I don't agree with reviewers out here saying, yeah, I don't finish the game, I ain't got time. I'm like, well, look, you shouldn't be calling it a review.
Yeah.
I'm very much in the camp that if you didn't beat the game, and I'm not talking about platinuming it, 100%ing achievement the game, but just beat the game, beat the main story. If you didn't do that, then I don't think you can do a review, an honest review. And if you don't disclose that, which a lot of them don't, when they do their review, you're doing the actual reader of your review a disservice.
A disservice, yeah.
But that said, I do understand when they're saying that we get the game in less than a week, and it's a game that's got like the actual playtime of it's like 50-60 hours. It's hard to finish that by embargo and
date.
then write a review. And look, I've done reviews on my channel before, and when you're doing a review, it's different than just playing a game. Because when you're just playing a game, like you cannot pay attention to certain things. You cannot like I mean like talking to my wife while the cut scene is going on. I just missed something. Whoops. You know,
Hmm.
if I'm streaming a game, I'm talking to the chat and I missed something. Whoops. You know, but like when you're reviewing a game, you're it's not for you. It's for other people. And so you at least for me, I feel an obligation to make sure that everything that I'm saying in the review is 100% accurate. And if I don't, I feel like I failed. My review was a failure. Not that like whether it got a ton of views in that, but if I gave you bad information, if it came off super biased and not like objective and not really trying to take an honest look at it, I feel like I did everyone that watched it a disservice.
All right.
And if I feel like the times that I've got review codes and they wanted me to have the game ready, sometimes I just told them this is no, I'm good. What's the game? Phoenix Rising? Was
Yeah,
that it?
Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, like they okay, so I mean this is well past NDA now. But there was an NDA.
Yep.
I got the review code. They didn't want me. They were fine with me finishing the game. They did not want me to talk about anything that happened story wise after a certain point. Now understand that for like don't tell spoilers kind of thing.
Mhm.
But the way they worded it was like, no, don't talk about it. But what if your ending sucks? I can't say that I didn't like how it ended.
Right.
I don't like those kind of restrictions. Um they they had a lot of restrictions in it. And I was just like, you know, I'm good. Once I saw the NDA, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Really good game. But
Yeah, it was a good
like
game.
the kind of work that you have to put in, like things that you need to pay attention to, it's different than just sitting back, relaxing and enjoying a game. It's actually sitting here like, okay, the visuals. Let me go look at like some rocks, the trees. Let me have my frame rate counter on the entire time so I can just know whenever if it's a PC game, whenever there's a dip or a drop, I can see exactly when it happened, what happened, see how it's running. If it's a
Hmm.
console game, I would, you know, like the performance, how it feels, if it feels sluggish, like those kind of things. Like I'm doing all that stuff mentally and they're taking notes so that I can actually have my review ready. Like it's so much more work that goes into it than just playing a game. All that said, there's no excuse.
Right.
I'm not, I have done, if I felt like my review would be missing the mark in terms of missing the wave of people. Like I did a review of The Last of Us Part 2. It came out like 2 weeks after The Last of Us launched because I didn't get no review code, but I had a 20-minute review. I mean, my thing was, I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but I'm like, look, my review was like in depth, and I did talk spoilers because like the game been out for 2 weeks now. All right,
Right.
so like I talked about spoilers, I talked about the story, I really got deep into things, and that wouldn't have been possible if I was trying to meet an embargo. If I actually got a review code, I've had, and then I've had reviews where publisher, like this one publisher in particular, was really like, "Yo, where's your review at, man?" Like, so, like it was like indie developers. It was like I think that was the Suicide of Rachel Foster. It was kind of like a walking sim game.
Yeah.
Interesting story. I would not recommend it though for various reasons, but not gonna get into it. But like they were kind of like pushy, like, "Yo, so where's your review at?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm getting it. Just relax." I'm gonna get it out, but I missed the embargo. So like, you know, it's just little things like that, man. It's I know I'm getting real deep into this, but it's just I get it. I sympathize with their struggles, but this your job, bro. And you know, like when I get a phone call, I'm a network engineer. When I get a phone call at 2 in the morning because a network is down and a VPN tunnel isn't up in this in the other end on the other side of the world isn't responding. I can't be like, oh, woe is me. I'm getting my butt up, getting on my computer, I'm fixing it. Like, it's your job, bro. Just do your job. So like all the excuses and all the boo-hoo, nah, it's things suck and things should be better. And the root of it is the publishers because they're pushing their devs. The games aren't ready, and they don't want to give you a game that's not almost not even the same build as what is going to come out at launch. The other gamers are going to play, but it is what it is. So deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, my rant's over. My bad.
Rant's over. No, I agree 100%. I just think over time it just comes down to just a disconnect. A lot of people have a lot of vested interest, it seems like, in reviews and stuff like that, which I don't understand why. Just for the most part, just wait for the game to come out, and if you enjoy what they actually enjoy that type of game, don't let that sway your opinion and stuff. I do think that reviews have a place. I do feel like a review can basically sway the opinion of some people, but you know, in general, I just think it ultimately comes down to, like, you know, don't let a review be the reason you buy a game or not buy a game. Let it be because you just are interested, or you are interested. That's what it should really just come down to. It should just be more of a stepping stone to help you make a decision versus it being the decision. Plus, I think scores just need to go away. Scores is the number one reason why this happened, because I don't think there's a problem per se with reviews in general, because all a review is an opinion. But for some reason, when a person adds a number to a review, it kind of comes off of more than just their opinion. It feels like, this is what I scored this game. And I don't know if it's a psychological thing where people feel like just because it's a number attached to it, that means that it means more, it means less. It's just like, I feel like that's the number one pitfall for reviews, good or bad. You know, you can, like, Elden Ring hitting 97 had a lot of people feeling a certain way. You know, people like Luca were super shocked that she didn't want to experience or see the backlash that a game like that might occur, because, you know, a lot of expectations come with a game when they score 97 or higher. You know, that's just how it is when it comes to, like, the review process. And then when you got games like, you know, in some people's eyes, like Horizon, that doesn't score high enough, then they feel the same way on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I just think number should go away. I like the, you know, buy, you know, I think Skill Up does the best. He actually tells you in the title of his thumbnail what he's already going to tell you in the review. Then he just breaks down the review over 20-30 minutes and gives you a really deep breakdown of the systems and stuff. But if you could just look at a Skill Up thumbnail and know exactly which way he's going to land, and he was like, I
would say ACG does it. Like,
he does it the best, I feel.
I think ACG does the best because I think ACG is more objective. Skill Up, I have seen some Skill Up reviews where Skill Up just didn't like it.
Oh, I definitely see that.
He's in because he doesn't like the game, he's not fair on the game. Even though he'll break it down why he's not fair, he explains himself. I mean, he'll break it down why he doesn't like it, and he'll explain himself very well. It'll just come down to some very little minor things, which, you know, like, if the game sucks, the game sucks, that's fine. But, like, sometimes his reviews are just a little off. I think ACG usually, and it might be a preference thing, just because I feel like ACG Alive, his reviews are, I agree with some of his thoughts on some of these games, but what both of these guys actually do is they don't have a score. And I think I agree with you about, we got to do away with scores. We need to evolve the review process, because nowadays these writers who are writing their reviews, they're just wasting their time. They're wasting words because people aren't even reading them. They're just scrolling to the bottom and seeing what people say. You gave it 8.5? All right, bet.
Yeah.
You gave it a 6? What? Like it's not. They're not actually reading your review, and if you don't have a score attached, you force the reader to actually read what you got to say, read what you're actually saying about the game, and then maybe like there'll be something in there that like, oh, I wait a minute, they got like what if you're someone that you've been through some things and you don't like playing games that depict suicide,
Yeah.
but this game has some kind of content like that. If you didn't read the review, then someone brings that up. Hey, little warning. It's got some kind of touchy subjects here, but suicide, mental health, and that's some for someone who's dealing with those kind of things. That's maybe something they actually would have wanted to see. But a lot of these people don't even look at the review. They're just, hey, what's that? That's a 7.5.
Yeah.
Like in this, and then you got the fanboys that are bragging about, you know, getting 90s and stuff like that, and it's just like it's pointless.
Yeah. Shout out to Ham Solo Gaming with the $2 holla. Is this video of the car rolling real? Looked awful. Yeah. Ramon actually gave an even bigger breakdown. He says that mess was ridiculous. The camera was rolling, not the car. Oh, Survivor can cry a river. Oh yeah, it was pretty crazy. Thanks to you guys. Thank you guys for the support and everything. Arodimus says late reviews don't hurt Angry Joe, and that is something that I brought up on Brap yesterday.
He's too big.
He's too big,
yeah.
And plus, at a certain point, and think about it, these review sites are bigger. Like they don't have like they don't have like, they have a bigger infrastructure. They have more people working for them, but they just don't have the size of his YouTube channel.
He's got like millions of subs. He gets 100,000 views or more per review he does,
and they come out 2 or 3 weeks after the game releases.
It's like like what he does is because he can do it because he's in a different stratosphere than like everyone else. Like when other websites are barely getting enough viewership to actually keep things going, they can't afford to act like Angry Joe.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I see you were talking about how the impressions for click-through rate. That's another thing too. Clicks on impression videos, and I do respect those. Like shout out to the homeboy BG. He did impressions. He doesn't really do full-on reviews anymore. He just does impressions because he doesn't really know if he's going to finish the game or not. I mean, even though he ended up finishing a lot of the games he plays, he always comes out with an impression video just talking about like his impressions. I think Maddie Plays, he did a really good impressions of 80 hours of Elden Ring. Like you said, he didn't feel like he played enough of the game to do a full-on review because he didn't beat it. But he said it is titled 80 Hours of Elden Ring. This is my experience and my impressions of that. And I think that was almost just as valuable as a full-blown review, because like 80 hours, that's a lot of time to put into a game. And you didn't like mislead the viewer into thinking that it, you got to the end, it was all basically right up front so people can actually see it from themselves. But in general, I just think, people need to stop. And Damon's Ghost said that, he said people need to stop listening to other people. You can make informed decisions. You don't have to buy it to find out. And
right.
That's the biggest thing too. Just go out of your way. It doesn't even take a lot of time. Just go out of your way a little bit to find the information you need, and you definitely can see where a game is heading when it comes to that. Some games will fall through the cracks, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Everybody basically knows the horror story around that. The game looked horrible the first time they showed it, and then it finally released and people were like, yo, this game is actually really good. My co-host said the same thing. He was like, yo, I thought that game was spooky, but then he ended up getting the chance to play it and it all worked out for the best. But let gamers,
I was wrong.
Like, listen, gamers,
the game was good.
Yeah, gamers should be the ones that are pushing the narrative of games going, when it's like you should be excited for something. If you see all your friends playing and they're loving it and they're enjoying it, chances are it's a really good game. Now, if you're into that type of genre, then maybe that's something you want to pick up and you want to jump into. But don't do it just because you see a
It
review
got a
out there.
97
Yeah,
Metacritic.
don't do it because you've seen that. Because guess what? That 97 Metacritic may not. Trust me, that game is being reviewed by people that actually know what that kind of game is. Because I was listening to Alana Pierce talk about it, and for the most part, I agree 100%. You know, do a casual gamer really want to go into a Dark Souls, Demon Souls type game where they know the game is going to be super hard, super frustrating? Whereas if they don't really pick up on the mechanics of it and they start having a hard time, they might be jaded by the time they're done with that game and want to give it a horrible score. For the most part, I think the people that review these games like that are people that are fans of those games, people that go out of their way to play those type of games because they enjoy them, and it kind of gets steered in the direction of positivity because those people know what to expect from those games. And I do think it needs to be a little bit of crossover where there's some people that don't know that much about them trying to review them, so you can get a like more balanced look at it. But I think that's what kind of helped me with Elden Ring. So Survivor can kick rocks. Who cares? You know, depending on how you feel about them. But in general,
I did want to say real quick. Something does also need to be said that like the 97, like if you really look at it, the platform with the most reviews is 58.
Right.
It's PlayStation 5 with 58 reviews. That's half of Horizon Forbidden West. If I look at, Gran Turismo comes out next.
Comes out tomorrow.
It's now at 87. In less than a day, that game has more reviews already on PlayStation 5 than Elden Ring does after a week.
Yep.
So it's not being reviewed as often, which isn't a shocker for this kind of game because this isn't a hold your hand kind of game. This game isn't like Aloy telling you everything you need to do in Horizon Forbidden West. Hey, I gotta jump over here. Oh, I need to go find that. Like, no, this game won't tell you anything. This game didn't even tell me how to hold a weapon with two hands. Okay. I didn't even know that. So
well,
you know, it's a different kind of game, and you know, it's funny because a lot of us go in on reviewers and be like, you guys you guys aren't good at games, and then be shocked that like only 58 of them actually played this one. So you know.
Yeah, so let's move on from that. We talked that one to death. Let's move over to our next topic, which Elden Ring versus Horizon Forbidden West, and the homeboy Slow-Mo Backslap. If you didn't know, he has an Epic creator code, which is Backslap. So if you buy anything off the Epic store, make sure you put that code in on there. It's actually bright on the screen right now in the top right hand corner. We are looking at Slow-Mo's gameplay because your boy hasn't played it yet, because I refuse to do that to myself in the middle of playing Witch Queen, because I will never, ever go back if I did it. But Slow-Mo, first of all, give us, before we get into the comparatives of Horizon, give us your overview of however many hours you got, probably close to 25, 30 inside of this game already. And what do you think of it so far?
Well, I think I have, let's see here. I probably have a total, you're probably right about a total of 25 hours in the game total. I have 4 characters. Okay.
I got
4 characters with 4 completely different builds that I'm messing around with. I've been playing, as I said earlier in the podcast, I've been playing this game more than anything else since it came out. So since I started playing it last Saturday for one reason. And it's part of the reason why I spent so much time playing Borderlands 2, which is a game that it's not a live service game. It's a looter shooter, but it's not like a looter shooter like Destiny where it's designed for you to keep playing it. But I did keep playing it. I kept playing it for 2 years. And for me, a game can really hook me if a game has great build diversity. If I can see the potential in it of taking a character and building it in a way that I really enjoy, and then also once I build it out, like make it unique and different. That's the kind of stuff that that really like hooks me, and so it's why I've been grinding and building up characters and testing things, testing weapons, seeing what works. Like I've been really doing a lot of that. I've been enjoying myself with it. Now I did also play Horizon Forbidden West, and Horizon is a for me, it will probably be the game that I probably would overall like more. And the reason why is that the gameplay's good, but it's also the story, the improvements that they made compared to the first game. I'm enjoying the story, I'm enjoying the gameplay. I'm enjoying the visuals, which are like uh, Horizon Forbidden West is probably one of the best looking games ever created. And I know there are a lot of people out there who've been dealing with a lot of bugs. I may have dealt with one bug so far. So for me, this is like great. Now, performance wise with Elden Ring, performance is it's unacceptable, bro. I just gotta keep like anything below 60 to me is unacceptable. So I got the game on PlayStation because all the early talk about it was on PlayStation is where it performs best. On PC is the worst platform for it. There is no worse platform. Now, part of the other reason I think they're all terrible. Now, part of the other reason I got it is because I wanted to do co-op, which I know for the Souls community, it's like, ew, what are you doing, right? But I wanted to do co-op, and I wanted to co-op for that. I have done some co-op. I think co-op is not enjoyable. All right, let me just okay. I'm gonna start breaking it down now. Co-op's not enjoyable because it took nearly like 25 minutes for me to finally get Luca to enter into my world. I'm gonna break down what you gotta do to do co-op. You have to locate a grace site. Looks like a area that where you would come out. Locate a grace site. Have that person be there. You have to take a finger, wave it in the air.
What?
You have to have a code that the is also the other person has the same code in the online area. Then they have to put down a marker that you would see in your world, and then you click on that marker, and then they show up. Needless to say, that took forever. Okay.
Oh wow.
Luca is way more powerful than me. She's like, at the time I was like level 40 something. She's like level 75, right?
Hmm.
Luca comes in my world. They cut her health and damage in half.
Yeah, I heard they scale you down to the person in the party with you.
Yeah. Shout out to Everborn Saga with the $2 super chat. He says slow mo in all caps because he's yelling. What platform did you say was the worst? All of them. All of the above. They all equally suck, Everborn. Okay? They're all trash. Anyway.
Chris Singleton said, "Wave that finger, baby."
Yeah, just waving the finger in the air like you just don't care, you know. And sometimes, check this out. Yeah, this okay. Luca was cackling off of this. So I finally get Luca in my world. I
Uh-huh.
had just beat this boss. It was like a ghost in a boat or something on this on like water, and I beat the boss before she showed up. So cool. She comes in my world. We walking past the area where the boss is. We about to go over to this other area that had neither one of us had been there yet in our worlds. We're gonna try it out, see what it's like. Next thing I know, and then I was like, "Oh, let's take a screenshot, put it on Twitter." She said, "Cool." So we about to post the screenshot. I get signed out. I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" Game does an update out of nowhere.
Oh man, that sucks.
Up to 200 megabyte update, and it's on PlayStation. So the copying took like 15 minutes, right?
Right.
So there was that. I'm pissed off about it. Luca laughed. I'm mad, right? Finally get the game back. I get back into the world. Do the whole finger waving thing again. She joins me again. We about to go over to this other area. Whoopsie! In co-op, the person we're in the region that they joined you in, they can only stay in that region.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to leave. I had to go to the new region. Then I had to do the whole finger waving thing again. Look, you see how tedious this is?
The finger waving thing.
I hate it. It is so stupid. It is. I can't stand it. There is a better way of doing co-op. And I don't know what's up with Japanese developers and co-op, because this is to say, not as frustrating, but I remember it being this frustrated with Monster Hunter World when I was trying to do co-op with that. And I was just like, what do we do? By the way, I call them little things that I'm killing right now, Lucas, because they're small, but they're deadly. Them things, if they hit me one time, I'm dead. So like I'm farming them. This is what I'm doing right now in the game. I'm farming them to get stronger. And I gotta sneak up behind them and backstab them, and you know, and then I improve my stats. This is the kind of stuff I like doing. Okay, I love doing stuff like that. This is the reason why I'm still playing the game. Is
Why
that I
your
really
character
love
ain't got no
building.
shirt on, man?
Because I ain't got no guess. Another problem. Okay, so here's the other thing, right?
Go ahead.
From Software is stingy on the gear. I mean, like, bro, I see people on Twitter, they swagged out. I'm like, bro, where did you get that? Oh yeah, so this is what I did, man. I went to this swamp, then I fought this monster, and then I fought his second phase, and then I fought this other monster, and then I took this item off that monster. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm good. Can I just get a drop? Can I just get? Can I just kill something and get some decent gear and a drop? I don't know how many hours in the game I was at that point, and that's the starting gear right there. That's the starting gear. I didn't get anything. So like, you know, like now I've gotten better at it. At finding gear. Like I just got this new sword. You kill this like something kind of, what is it, Bloodhound Knight guy. You kill him, you get his sword. This sword's pretty cool. So for that character, that one, my hero, I have that sword now, and I'm doing like two-handed weapon, just smacking people out, you know, left and right. It's pretty cool, and I love that part about it. And I know other people have other reasons why they're really enjoying themselves, but I think like people are really digging the challenge, and that it's open world. So it's like the difference between this game and like playing like Demon Souls Remake, which is the only other Souls game I play, so it's the only one I can use an example for, is that like, sure, in Demon Souls Remake, you could leave a world and go to a different world, but you really can't just, there's only so much that you can do. And eventually you're just going to have to go fight whatever boss is whooping your ass and beat him. And I'm fine with that. I like that. I actually like the aesthetic, the great visuals of Demon Souls over this one. And the fact that you know, they actually gave black people some real faces in Demon Souls. Shout out to Blue Point, because From Software, that's another thing I'm gonna get to. Yeah, I did black people dirty in this game, but I'm gonna get to that. This game though, there's always a boss. You'll be just walking around, just chilling. Freaking dragon just drops out of the sky. You see the boss meter just pulls up. What the freak? What are you talking?
I didn't walk through no
chilling, and I'm in a boss fight. Like that kind of stuff is like, you can't script it. You don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. And so and it's that kind of stuff that makes it really, really like a cool game to play. Versus say Horizon Forbidden West, where the story is very like, I think they did a much better job with the story this time.
Can I say something real quick, Slow-mo?
Yeah, go ahead.
Looking at your game. No, you're good. Looking at your game. I just talk about your gameplay real quick. I'm watching you hide behind a tree.
Bro,
and I'm looking at this little thing. I'm like, listen, bro. I'm like, it's like hiding behind a tree should be reserved for like a dragon or like something
Bro,
like Godric
you
or
have
something that's
you don't
huge.
understand.
But
You
I'm
do
looking
not
at you like
understand.
I gotta sneak up on the dingo and get the dingo while he's not looking.
If they see me, it's a wrap. Even now, with my character stronger now, if I went and fought them straight up, now I can beat them straight up, but it's like I gotta be dodge rolling. I gotta be moving. I can't let them hit
Oh,
me.
he just killed you. He just killed you. He just hit you one time and you died.
Yo,
I'm strong. He's like, I'm quick and I'm strong in a little package.
look, and the crazy thing is that you go to a new area,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the times whether you should be in that area is determined by like just go up behind somebody and try to backstab
And
them and
see how
see what
much
happens.
health it takes.
Did they die? Are
No.
they almost dead? Nah, you might need to go leave. Oh, they one shot you? You definitely might need to go leave. Like
Oh man.
it's like that in the game.
I think you just
Now,
scared Taz away. He said, damn, looks like I'm passing on Elden Ring. That Monster Hunter co-op was annoying as F.
yes, it's I think it's worse than the Monster Hunter co-op. I think it's worse than that. I think they intended this game to be a game where people will want to co-op with others and play it, and you can co-op up to 3 people, which I don't think you could. You may have been able to do that in the other ones. I don't want to speak out of turn because I'm not a Souls like veteran or anything like that, but um, uh, they didn't do like they made it convoluted the way they normally do, and it's just like, yo, bro, just people just want to play together, man.
Yeah.
It's- like, why I gotta craft a finger, wave it in the air, and then just come
You
on,
had to
bro,
be
just
you
let
had to
me
be like
co-op.
You had to be like Yondu, man. You had to you had to blow like a whistle to get your stuff to do what he wanted to do.
Crazy, man, and it's but look, like I said, I am enjoying the game,
That's
and I
good.
got like different builds. I have like my 4 builds are I have a hero that I'm going to turn into like I want him to be like a big massive tank that dual wields like the strongest weapons and forget blocking. I'm just like swinging haymakers at everybody. That's what I'm trying to build them out to be. I got I got a warrior that's dual wielding swords. That's really cool. I'm getting some weapons that really work with him. And I kind of figured like getting gear that isn't so heavy so that I'm not fat rolling everywhere. um I have an astrologer that's just all magic. That one I haven't done too much with, and I have a prisoner, which is like a combination of melee combat and magic. That one's actually pretty fun. So it's just like I got like so many different builds, so many different ways to play the game. It is a fun game to play. Now, if you are not the kind of person, because like I think some people can probably drop this game. Yeah, I think actually I saw some stats. Like 50% of the people on PlayStation have beat the first boss, the first main boss. I think 35% on Xbox, and like actually no, it was 40% on PlayStation, 35% on Xbox, 50% on PC. That first boss, it's going like if you not down to die a few times, that guy, you might not want to play this game.
Mm.
So yeah, because I think I may have died like 3 times before I beat him. But I saw people like, I mean, I'm not sure. I ain't gonna say the names because I don't want to embarrass nobody. So some
Oh
people
man.
admitting it took them like 35 tries before they finally beat him. Um, I've seen some streams of people struggling um to beat him, but like yeah, it's a fun game, man. I do prefer Horizon Forbidden West more.
Mm.
Just
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what that seems to be kind of the consensus right now. A lot of people, especially in chat and Definitely let me know in the chat. Put up a post says, which game will you play first and finish, Horizon Forbidden West or Elden Ring, or neither, because I don't have a PlayStation. You know, if you don't have a PlayStation, then you can't play then you're pretty much you're pretty much either Elden Ring or nothing. So yeah, it's interesting, it's cool. I'm enjoying watching the community love this game as much as they have been. I was talking to Luca earlier, and I said, "What you doing, Queen?" She was like, "You already know what I'm doing." I said, "Oh yeah, you got the Elden Ring fever. You know, you've been on that thing for like 100,000 hours." And for her to be in the middle of a brand new DLC for Destiny and basically haven't picked it up since Elden Ring came out, let me know how great this game really is. Because Luca is one of those people that she doesn't stop playing games for games that she just wants to tinker in. She'll drop a game like a bad habit, and this game is really speaking to her and it's speaking to you. It's real interesting to me to see that you are enjoying this game as much as you have, saying that From Software and their buggy mechanics and stuff, and it seems like you're doing perfectly fine with those mechanics being buggy and janky like you used to call them and stuff. But
yo, I gotta, like, I think some of the gameplay that I've seen in the past gave me the impression that it's always janky, and in some ways it's a little clunky here and there.
But it's gotten better.
It's gotten better. Me watching guys like Sunhee Legend on Twitter, this man had a clip today, and I'm just like, this looks like an anime. How? I wish I was this good. I wish I was that good. This man's teleporting around the boss.
Yeah, man. It's some people,
and all the comments was like, "Yo, which Asher War is he using to do that?" This dude was switching weapons so fast that, like, I didn't even notice that he had switched weapons.
Well, those are the people that give you a false sense of security when it comes to this game, because they make you
right.
They make you feel like this game is so cool, I'm about to go out and buy it, and then you realize that I'm not as good as this person.
I'm not as good as that guy.
I'm not as good as this guy. That guy is crazy. It equates to shooters too, because I tell people like that all the time in Destiny when I play. I watch certain PvPers and it kills me because I'm watching them play with like just bad guns, and I'm like, listen, man, just nobody that watches this video take anything that's going on in this video as fact, because this dude is godly and you can make a stick look good when you're that good.
That guy, the way he beat the first boss, he beat that first boss like that boss owed him money. He was like, "Yo, I told you I wanted my money on the 13th." Like, and I bought, and Margaret was like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry, son." He actually destroyed the guy. Like, the way he was parrying his attacks. Actually, when I try to parry attacks, I get bodied, okay? Body. I don't parry anything in this game. I just get slapped up. This man parries stuff and bosses are falling down, tripping over like the 5 legs and everything. It's just, I'm like, okay, look, he's a beast, man. Not everybody is on the same level when it comes to these kind of games. I'm trying to get there. I want to get there one day, but I'm having fun. In the meantime, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, and I like a challenge. So
Cleo Walker said, "I spend most of my time farming in that area that you're in, slow mo." Blade X says, "I'm waiting for that Game Pass edition." Mitchy Dies a Lot says, "No Elden Ring for me." Blade X says, "Horizon first all day." Rich the Swag Lord says, "Horizon, hands down." Ham Solo says, "Horizon is dope. Lots of talking, but dope." Big Mo says Elden Ring. Rodimus says Elden Ring all day. Blade X says Elden Wing can wait. Elden Wing can wait. Everborn, I'm level 43, haven't beat a boss. What? Okay, we're gonna talk about this. I'm level 43, haven't beat a boss yet. Farming till I can get my revenge on the tree sentinel. Slow-mo. There's a lot of people out here like Evermore, literally out here slaying all the little slum lords inside of the game and stuff. Said, I'm gonna deal with the stuff that's half my size before I go fight something bigger. Is this like the new direction for people going forward when it comes to these Souls games? Do you think that the next Souls game needs to have a system like this in place, because I do think the fact that the game is open lends it to it allows
for
that to
this.
happen. So do we think that this is going to be a norm going forward with Souls games for people to get this to continue to go with it?
I think the way they making this money, I think the way they making this money right now, I think that's definitely a possibility. Because this might go. I mean, it's the highest rated From Software game yet, and with the way like concurrent numbers are on Steam and the way potentially it's going to do with sales, it might end up being the best sold game that they got.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, like I mean, if you're FromSoft, right? Why wouldn't you just do what you've been doing? Like, I mean, not that, but but just evolve off of this open world format and don't go back to, necessarily the way that you designed the games to be played before, because this is, you got way more people involved in it, and then you were still able to kind of keep the essence of the kind of game that you make. Like, there's no one saying, "Oh man, this game is they sold out. This game is too easy. This game is only for the casuals." There's nobody saying that. Like it's people, both the Souls community for the most part, as well as like newer players to the Souls community are enjoying the game, and so I think that they'll continue this going forward. Their next game, it could be like more of a Sekiro feel or something like that, but or another like Bloodborne kind of feel where like the game is designed for you to be doing a lot of dodging, or Sekiro, the game is designed for you to be doing a lot of parrying your enemy's attacks. But either way, I think they're going to continue this whole open world thing. I think it's definitely going to.
I think so too. Alvin says, I didn't even bother getting Horizon Forbidden West yet because I knew I wouldn't have time to play it till after Elden Ring and Wonderland, maybe July. Blade X says, plus the Destiny 2 crack got me hooked. You listen, man, the Destiny 2 crack is still strong out here. It's like the forgotten game amongst all these other games. Good thing Destiny wasn't really counting on physical box release, because it probably wouldn't have did too well with all these other games, and it just happened to be a built-in community that purchased it. Blade X says, got carried the torch from my Hunter Vanguard Cade. Then we got Chris Singleton. He says, but when it clicks for you, sort of gets you to that level that the exhilarating parts of the game, the game. I that's the one thing I will say about the game. When you do something incredible, like beat some of these big bosses and stuff by the skin of your teeth, that adrenaline starts pumping. Like, I seen your stream when you beat, I forget which one it was. It might have been Godric or something. When you beat it, I was like,
I haven't fought him yet.
Oh, you haven't fought him yet, so I forget who it was.
He's the second main boss. I beat the first main boss.
So you got 40, 20, 30 hours into the game, and so you just as bad.
20 hours in the game.
So you just as bad as Elderborn.
I fought the first main boss, man.
So you just fought one boss, and you 20 hours into the game.
I've fought and beat
you beat dragons and stuff too, haven't you?
Well, I haven't fought any of the dragons. Every time I see the dragons,
you just run.
But I've probably beat about maybe half a dozen bosses so far.
Just not the main boss, just one of the main bosses.
Just one of the main bosses so far.
Okay, cool.
And look, I probably would have done all that if I wasn't messing around with 4 separate characters at once.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you do got your time pretty divided amongst all those characters.
Yeah, because if I was just doing one character, I would have I would have probably, I wouldn't say I would have beat the game by now, but I would have definitely fought Godric and a bunch of other bosses, and I would have had like a crazy build for just that one character by now. But yeah, I've got my main is my warrior, and I've got 20. Wait, I've got 13 hours
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, they do break it down by character, like how many hours you
Yeah.
got. Okay, I like that. That's
Yeah.
how Diablo does it. Shout out to shout out to Alva. He says I'm a paladin, and to summon Oleg, you can summon some bosses if I keep healing them. It's hella sick. I see, and then he says hilarious at the bottom. I thought you actually meant to say hella sick, but he said hilarious. Ramon Terrell says Horizon for me, I have to get through the other Souls games first. I definitely agree with that. Blade X says he said you're at level 43. All that freaking listen, I'm telling you, this man be one boss at level 43. He out here living his best life in the starting area, grinding out all these enemies that are half his size. He doing his work.
The thing is that level 43 is nothing.
That's true.
At level 43, you can still get one shot.
I think Lucas said she was getting one shot for stuff at 62.
Yeah, yeah.
So Big Mo, shout out to Big Mo. He says, oh, that's he just talking to Evermo. Gen X, he says Elden Ring Horizon will wait. Then Chris Singleton says the game that inspired FromSoft are FromSoft games. Somo is right. They see in that money. And yeah, you can't disagree with that. And PlayStation sales carry Elden Ring to the top. Man, PlayStation. I mean, I really wish that, well, we'll know by the end of probably the next week or so. We'll know what the week 1 or weekend sales for Elden Ring was. I'm pretty interested to see how high they are because Souls games don't typically sell. I do know Demon Souls sold really well, and that was mostly due to it being a launch title.
500,000 people playing it on Steam.
Oh yeah, concurrently. So it's about to be pretty. It's about to be pretty nasty. Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. But you know what, Slow-Mo? Even with that being said, it's not going to win MPD for the month.
No,
because that belongs to a game that's got 2 games in one called Pokemon. Well, actually, no, they just released one version of it called Arceus. That's what's gonna win it. But no, I do agree. I agree. Yeah, but I think in general, I do want to pivot because we only got a little bit of time left. We got one half of this topic left, and then the other half. The impact to Horizon. This is the second time in a row. The game is literally is only the second game that's been in the franchise, but the second time that a 97 Metacritic game literally released within weeks of it coming out. First we have Breath of the Wild, open world adventure. A lot of people wanted to get lost in that world, and it's kind of crazy just because, you know, people love Zelda, and it was a true new direction for Zelda. You know, so I can see why people drifted over to that. And then you got Elden Ring, another departure from the original formula. Like, it's still Souls through and through, but in an open world environment. What do we think the impact to Horizon is going to be? I like mostly short term, because I don't think long term it's going to really hurt, because Horizon 1 did sell 20 million copies by the time it was all said and done. So I don't think in numbers it's going to hurt. But what do we think the short term impact of 2022 is going to be for Horizon?
I think it's going to be fine. Like, sales wise, like, of course, like, Horizon Zero Dawn didn't outsell Breath of the Wild when this happened before, but I do see Horizon Forbidden West outselling Elden Ring. Like, it's a prettier game. It's got a not charismatic, but it has a main protagonist that can be marketed, and it is marketed. I actually kind of feel like, even though Aloy has got a little bit more of a personality this time, but she's a little bit snarkier, a little bit less. I think she's a little less likable, but I like that she's less likable, because she's not like in the first game. She was very much just like, oh, I want to help everyone. Mm-hmm. I just want to save the world. And now she's like, look, man, I ain't got time to be dealing with y'all little silly superstitions. None of the stuff y'all care about is real. Like, I need to go. Like, I'm trying to stop the planet from dying. Like, y'all keep arguing over silly nonsense. I do not care. You know what? Fine, I'll help you. You know, like, she's got a little bit of that attitude, which I appreciate because it seems more realistic. Right. That said, I kind of feel like she's more marketable than, say, Kratos or any character. Even, I mean, Drake is kind of gone, right? So yeah, like I think she's more marketable than anything. Other mascots that PlayStation has right now. And I think this game is going to sell incredibly well, probably more than Zero Dawn did, which sold 20 million overall, right? So I don't think it's going to get 20 million this year, but I think it will get a lot of sales, and it's going to outsell Elden Ring. I think even though it got like recently overshadowed by Elden Ring, they're going to come out with like an expansion like they did with the Frozen Wilds at some point, probably later this year. I can see that happening. I can see that bringing the interest back up into this game again. I like where they went with the story. I can see a lot of people who play the game being really invested with that. There are some people who like just like, and I think these are people that just don't like Horizon. They don't like the gameplay loop, the game design, which is fine. You don't have to love it, right?
Right.
But for I think there will be more people who will be into this than the other one, because you can really I went deep talking into about like all the different ways that you can play Elden Ring. Horizon isn't that deep, but it's deeper than the first game. Like there are other ways for you to attack enemies. Like they got these skill trees. It's like I think 5 or 6 skill trees, and they kind of altered the way Aloy fights and how much damage that she does depending on what she's using. I'm primarily have put my skills into the hunter tree and the warrior tree. The warrior tree, I love it because the warrior tree is all about melee combat, and I felt like that was really lacking in the first game. And I can like exponentially increase damage with the warrior tree, unlike in the first game. So I think it's got like a lot of those different elements that can keep people playing the game. The side quest, I talked about this. I think I talked about this last week, or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. But the side quests I like the side quests compared to the first game. In the first game, the side quest was just whatever, and they're very much a lot of fetch quests. Some of them were pertaining to what was going on in the story, but not too much. The side quests in this game are really relevant to what's going on in each region, really relevant to the main story. So it feels natural doing them. Like this is a lot of stuff that like forget the Metacritic score. This game is better than the first game. They fixed the dull faces. They fixed the weird facial animation stuff and the dull eyes. They got black people looking like real black people in this game. It's a really, really good game. So like, yeah, Elden Ring, everyone's talking about Elden Ring. It's all people are talking about. We gotta remember this is a small little gaming community. Not everybody is talking about this game. There are millions of people out there who don't even know that people talk about gaming on Twitter. And they got zero desire to play Elden Ring.
That's true.
But they got all the desire in the world. They keep seeing these commercials of this beautiful world and this redhead girl jumping around, shooting arrows at machine monsters. They're gonna play that game. So like, I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that, man, look at the gameplay. The game looks incredible. Like it's by far one of the best looking open world games that, you know, modern time, past time, anything, you know, it's very, very ambitious in the way that it looks and comes off as. It's just super unfortunate that once again another game came out that was just critically acclaimed better in the eyes of you, and maybe it's not a better game, but in the eyes of, like I said, the review score, which a lot of people take and run to the bank with, you know, 97 versus an 88, that's a huge difference in score. I do think that kind of hurt it to an extent, but I do think the same thing. I do think it is going to most likely outsell Elden Ring, because as much as the hype for Elden Ring is real, I think the ceiling on Elden Ring is probably 15 to 16 million, where I think Horizon being available on multiple platforms and then people picking it up when they buy their PlayStation 5s, because I do think it is a showcase game for the PS5. I think people, when they do pick it up, they're probably going to pick up the game then, and I do think it's going to probably cross that 20 million. It was not probably, it will. It will cross 20 million sold. It may get close to 25 million. I always said Nintendo is amazing at, you know, marketing their games and selling them in high quantities, like 30, 40, 50 million. I think Sony has finally figured that formula out. You know, you had God of War cross 20 million. You got Horizon crossing 20 million. I think this one's going to cross 20 million. I do think Gran Turismo 7 being the first game that's going to be first racer on PS5, the more and more systems they get out there, that's going to be another game that's going to cross 20 million. So I think they're approaching on that, and it's going to be good. It's just, as of right now, a lot of people are just not talking about it. Doesn't mean they're not playing it. That just means they're not talking about it as much as Elden Ring. And to the ire of a lot of people that love the game, they want to see this game get celebrated for as great as it is, because people kind of forget that Guerrilla was a studio that made a first-person shooter called Killzone, and they transformed themselves into giving probably one of the best games of the generation, last generation, when it came to Horizon. I still think God of War and the changes they made, that was my game of the generation. But I do think that, you know, depending on how you felt with the story, I know Slow-Mo really, really enjoyed it once it picked up past Meridian. But if you're one of those lucky people that got a chance to experience the game and really loved and enjoyed that story, then you're going to love and enjoy what's going on in this. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not this year, but at some point you will probably go back and enjoy the story. But
yeah, look,
go ahead.
Horizon looks so good that for the first time in a very long time, I took my PlayStation out of my office,
Off of
my 4K monitor, and put it on my OLED, because I was like, I have to see this,
I have to see this
on an OLED, and it did not disappoint. I see some people doubting that Horizon, the chat doubting that Horizon will outsell Elden Ring. I look, we'll see what happens.
I mean, listen, anything can happen. Elden Ring, you got to look at the ceiling for Souls games was 10 million. Because Demon Souls just hit that. The ceiling for Horizon is 20, because the first one sold 20. Now, that was over the course of 5 or 6 years, well, 4 years, because it was 2017 going on 5. Actually, it just hit 5 years in February. So that's over 5 years, and we get that. That's like an average of 5 million a year, or whatever number you want to equate to it. But I think short term, Elden Ring will probably sell more short term, but when the dust hits,
okay, go ahead.
No, I do. I think if you're talking about, just like I said, this was basically about 2022. I think short term in 2022, by the end of this year, Elden Ring will probably sell more copies than Horizon, because I think it's just like Spider-Man. I think most people want to play
Spider-Man charted all year, like year to date. Yeah, not just year to date, but
yeah, it's still charted, but it's still. But did they announce sales?
5.
Did they announce sales for it? Did they announce sales for it?
It's
because if it sold 20 million, if it sold 20 million, they would have said it.
Wait, you mean Miles Morales?
Yeah, Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, Miles Morales Spider-Man was like in top 5 of the year, at least top 10 of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
When it came out, and it was charted on the year after. So like Miles continues to sell. I'll say this, right? So if Elden Ring outsells Horizon, it's going to be because of PlayStation and PC. For the most part.
Yeah, that's true.
And Horizon's disadvantage is that it's only on PlayStation, on PlayStation consoles for now. It'll be on PC later, but like probably not until next year at the earliest. That would be the only reason why. But I still think it will outsell Elden Ring, just because not everyone cares about Metacritic. They're casual gamers that don't even know what a Metacritic is. So they didn't know it's scored a 97 on Metacritic. Like, people be in this bubble and think that the bubble is the world. It's not. like no one cares about the stuff that we talk about for the most part.
Right.
This is just like hardcore gamer conversation kind of stuff. And yes, there are a lot of hardcore gamers. There are even more casual gamers though.
Yeah. Shout out.
And this
Go ahead.
ugly game, Elden Ring's an ugly game. Let's keep it a buck, yo. It's the grass in this game look like something from the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Well, the foliage doesn't move inside this game when you interact with it either, compared to Horizon. So there's a lot of attention to detail that's in Horizon.
I forgot to talk about how they treated black people. Let me do that real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Talk about the Horizon and the black folks, because the black folks do look stellar.
From Software, I don't know if y'all ever seen black people before, okay? But our skin, like it don't look like a dead body, okay? It don't look like a dead body that's been left out in the sun for like 2 weeks, okay?
Jesus.
Like the skin, the way y'all tint our skin, I think disrespectful. That's one. Two, you got one black hairstyle out of 20 in a game. They had 4 hairstyles that was the same hairstyle, just grown, like just the same grain of hair. You know which grain of hair I'm talking about. I ain't gotta say what kind of grain of hair it is, but the same grain of hair, same hairstyle for that grain of hair, just grown out a little bit longer. 4 of them for the same hairstyle, but black people only get the Brillo pad afro. That's it. A Brillo pad afro.
Oh man, not like this.
That's all we get.
That's all we get, man. That's all
And
they
the buzz cut.
That's all they know how to make. The bowl.
We didn't even get the terrible cornrows that they normally make. We didn't even get that.
Wow.
No actual facial features in the character creator to create black people. Character creator sucks, period, by the way. Making anyone who doesn't look like they fell off the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down is, I mean, it's impossible. It's almost impossible. None of my characters do I want to look at in the face. Okay, if they were in real life, aside the fact that they're probably very dangerous people, but like if I saw that face in real life, I just couldn't look them in the eye. I'd be looking off to the side because I'm like, I don't want to really look at you because you're kind of ugly. They're all ugly. Okay, so like Blue Point kind of showed y'all like, look, man, y'all could be better.
Right. Yeah, I think Blue Point did open their eyes. A lot of people saw that character creation and they was like, yo, Blue Point, we took what you guys did and made it way better. But I know. Shout out to Ramon's Rail with the $5 Canadian super chat. He says Alo is a former outcast trying to save the world. She doesn't have time for people's BS. No, you're right. You definitely right about that. Everyone say, how long until Forbidden West hits PC? Slow-mo.
I said a little bit earlier. I think he sent that before I said it, but I think a year. I think we'll see it on PC next year.
Next year? Okay.
Yep.
That seems to kind of be the narrative.
I will get it.
And I probably will get it again too.
Double dip.
Rodimus with the $5 holla. He says, didn't the sales report that came out today say that Elden Ring sold as much as COD Vanguard? I mean, COD Vanguard didn't sell all that good either, though. Even though in COD Vanguard probably is going to sell well over 20 million.
No, well, COD Vanguard was the #1 selling game last year.
It sure was.
So I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know about Elden Ring selling that well. I
don't know if it sold that well.
No, I don't know about that. But
hey,
look,
we'll see.
If you got a link or something, I'll be sure to take a look at it.
Hold up, man.
What?
Blade X says some people are 40 hours in Horizon and only completed 5 campaign missions.
Oh, that's true.
That's
just people. Yeah, there are people just out here just doing side
just out
missions.
here taking pictures with the sand.
No, just doing a ton. Like there's a ton of side missions.
Oh, it is okay.
And they're very like and it's not just like I said, that's not like fetch quest stuff. Like go out here, kill 5 goats and come back, right? No, it's like there's steps to it. Go here, then you do like an investigation. Then you go a little bit further, and
Man, I
then
can't wait for
like
this raid to be over so I can go play. I want to play so bad.
example, there was like I did this last night. I was I got approached by this warrior from a particular clan, and he was like he and his squad got ambushed by like these machines they had never seen before, and the machines wiped his squad out. He wanted to go back there, get their like their dog, kind of like their dog tags, kind of stuff for their tribe, bury their bodies and get revenge. I said, bet, let's go. We went there, we bodied the first ones, but then we kind of saw this like the main one that was killing them had like already left, so we went hunting him down to end up fighting a Thunderjaw, which was a kind of crazy fight, and then finally got that done. And that's like that's not even as in depth as some of their side missions are. There was another side mission that I really liked where these but new machines, these new kind of machines were basically just stalking the people, these miners who worked in this area, and no one knew how they even got like even in their valley. And you do an investigation to find out how it even happened. And this like it ended up being pretty deep in how Aloy was able to use her little focus, a little thing that's able to see her things to determine what happened. And you know, it was like probably a good 45-minute side quest. And when there's so many like that, and it's at least like about 4 or 5 side quests per city or town that you go to, that like and then just the ruins that you could explore and get different like outfits for her that give her different stats. It's a lot going on in there. It's an open world game done much better. Not as good as like Ghost of Tsushima good, but done much better than you would normally see from like say Ubisoft or something.
Yeah. Moving on from that, we got Ramon. He says all facts to you, Slow Mo. He said you killing it, bro.
Thank you.
We also got Alvin's out here saying I'll put money on Elden Ring outselling it in March of 2022. You never know, man. It might just happen. Double zeros, he says that was a real hard poll. Shout out to the poll. We had 33 people vote on it. Horizon Forbidden West was at 36%. Elden Ring was at 42%, which is which game will you play first and finish. And then 21% of the people said I will not, or I mostly because I don't have a PlayStation in my house to do it, because you can do it on 4 or 5. Shout out to you guys for all the support on that. Aronimus with the 20 million in 5 years, and also released on PC as well. And that's
PC's got like 2-3 million,
2-3 million of it.
That's on PlayStation.
Yeah, Everborn Saga with the $2 super chat says Slow Mo. So you admit gaming is best in the living room?
No. You know, I see what Everborn doing. Everborn trying to troll me the way I trolled him in K on Saturdays. I got you, bro. Wait till this Saturday. See what happened. Oh, it's gonna be glorious.
Oh man.
Gaming Circle podcast. I think they go live at like 11 on Saturday. It's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So.
Aronimus says, how is that character creator in Horizon Forbidden West? I'll wait. You
know what? No, they don't have a character. Not every game needs a character creator, and if you can't do a good character creator, you shouldn't do one at all.
Bro, I'm 50 hours. Romel Terrell says, bro, I'm 50 hours in, maybe halfway through. I never do a lot of side quests.
Yeah, me either, because a lot of them are usually trash, and I just want like I especially hate the whole Skyrim kind of format, Fallout kind of format, where the side quests just take like it's like you have this main quest that's almost kind of very time sensitive, but then the side quests be so like big and distracting. It makes you look like a jerk for not doing the main quest. Like in
Right.
Fallout 4, you're supposed to be looking for your child, and you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go off on this quest for like 5 hours.
Yeah. Shout
And
out.
it's just like, come on, that doesn't make sense. Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to my homeboy Chris Bush. Shout out, another person used to work at GameStop with me. He's like one of the good guys. I love him. He found greener pasture and ran away. Trying to get him to come back, but he won't. He says Horizon is amazing. 40 hours in, only 39% complete. Yeah,
Wow.
Horizon's a huge game, bro.
I don't know how many hours I have in Horizon yet. I know it's nowhere near that. But yeah, I'm probably I hit the first big shocking moment.
Yeah, I saw you posted on Twitter right before you went to Elden Ring.
Right. But no, I've been going back and forth. Like I yesterday I played Horizon, and then today I played Elden Ring, and tomorrow I'll play Horizon. So I'm just going back and forth.
Are you
between the two.
doing like streams of both of them? Or you just
I haven't streamed since Monday, but I will.
Oh yeah, I need you to
that.
stream so we can get these points.
Oh,
remember, creator code for slow mo is backslap, so we can make sure that we get some free stuff. Get him some free stuff from Epic. Shout out to Alvin with the $5 holla. He says, just toss some into the plate for the convo, getting me through this overtime. I appreciate y'all. Listen,
we appreciate
you, man, being here. Trust me, I do it while I'm at work. Sitting there listening to stuff while I'm counting like games or doing something that don't really need the attention of a customer. And man, podcasts definitely help me get through some of it all the time, so I definitely understand that. But slow-mo, we gonna move to this final topic because Horizon, that's old news. Elden Ring is old news. Let's talk about something that's coming out at the end of the year and kind of the situation we are in the world today. We got a lot of stuff going over in Ukraine. It's just crazy over there.
What?
Did I call it Ukraine? I meant to call it Ukraine. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I called it Ukraine. I don't know. At least I fixed it myself. Ukraine. We got a bunch of stuff going over there. We got some development houses over there, namely the developers from Stalker 2. And they put up on their blog post saying that they have paused all development on Stalker 2 due to the crisis that's happening overseas right now. So we don't want to get into the political side of it.
Are they in? Okay, so where is what's the name of that developer again? That makes Stalker 2.
I'm looking. I can't. I forget the name of the studio. It's named CSG Game World.
All right. Are they?
I think they're over. I think home. I think they are over there, or they're close to it.
Yeah, I know they are, but I wonder if they are.
They're in Ukraine. They're in
makes perfect sense.
Yeah, they're in Kyiv, Ukraine. Yeah, they're literally in the heart of Ukraine.
Good grief! Well, I mean, first, let's we should, it's important to talk about. We do these podcasts for entertainment, and we have a passion for gaming. We play games because we love them. We talk about games because we love them. But every now and then, you gotta really take a step back and talk about what's important, right? I know a lot of people say, hey, I try to listen to this kind of stuff to escape the real world, but it's you can't just hide from the truth of the matter sometimes. And look, this is where the real world affects the hobby. And that developer already had to delay their game because it wasn't ready. Now we don't even know if they're going to be what if their office gets shelled? This isn't. I'm not saying that to be the sound dire or anything, but that's a reality. If you've seen some of the videos, the images of things that are happening, some of these cities in the Ukraine, it's no joke. So it's it's pretty messed up what's happening. That over 1 million people have already left the country due to what's happening. That it's you know, there are people dying. People are. I saw a story on Twitter where a guy was saying that he and his family members, they're taking turns staying awake in case they need to leave their apartment as quickly as possible. You know, like that's the kind of stuff that we have a very fortunate that we don't have to deal with here.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we should be appreciative of where we are, where we're living right now, but also hope for the best for these people. Now, all that said, like it makes sense that they would do that because who wants to be working on a video game when
you
don't
worried about
know
your family and stuff?
Yeah, you worried about your family. You know, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know whether like your city's going to be occupied by a hostile army. You know, like that's just not like, yeah. It's situations that people are going through right now that's just way more important than games. Shout out to Blaze 4K, the homie, the Souls Sensei over here.
And saying it up. Shout out to that, bro.
$10 super chat, showing love. That's it. Elden Ring game of the year. Yo, I that game is definitely going to be a lot of people's game of the year.
It's going to definitely be. It's going to be at the final table. I'll definitely tell you that.
Oh yeah, it's already got a nomination.
Yeah, it's already at the final table.
I wouldn't say it's definitely going to end up being game of the year with the fact that like, okay, you got God of War Ragnarok, you got potentially Starfield if it you know does what
pans
a lot
out,
of the
right.
you know pans out the way people want it to. You got potentially Breath of the Wild 2, which you know I thought the first one was overrated, but whatever, right? Like that game people have been eagerly awaiting for years. It's going to have some heavy competition this year, so we'll see what happens. But it's definitely going to get nominated. That's a foregone conclusion.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know, just looking at the whole situation over in Ukraine, it's disappointing, but you know, lives are being impacted on a severe and catastrophic level ever. I mean, sometimes you take for granted where you live at. You know, we live here in America where, you know, we look at life like that, you know, we can't stand the government sometimes, you know, everything that be happening here is crazy, you know, it just, you know, the biggest thing that we worry about is it seems minuscule to the things that happen in some of these other countries and stuff, and seeing this happen over there is it's definitely eye-opening to the point where a lot more people just need to pay attention to the stuff that's happening, not just inside your own borders, but outside of it too. Because in the end of it, we're all people. And, you know, when I see leaders and dictatorships and stuff like that happening in other people, and people are being, you know, not people, it's not even that they're leaving, they're being, it almost feel like they're being forced to leave because of the situation. Is just to a point where it's like uncontrollable. It's like,
and look, man, look, if you put in a situation where you're hearing that an invading army might be coming to a city,
you getting them out of here.
Like, yeah, you got that choice. Like, you know, it might be time to leave. And look, in similar situations, we've seen that here when it comes to like hurricanes coming through. You know, the people who live in New Orleans and Louisiana can speak to this. Of people in Florida, people like, hey, it's a hurricane that's about to hit. You need to leave town. And there's some people to be like, ain't that big a deal,
right?
Ain't going nowhere. You know, or they literally are unable to leave because they just don't have the means to, you know, and you know, there's probably some people right now over there that are dealing with that right now. Like they don't have the means to leave, or they got family that can't move, that kind of stuff. You know, it's crazy. I hope for the best for that developer.
Yep.
Forget the game.
Yeah, forget the game.
Let the game come out whenever it comes out. It can come out in 2025. I don't give a damn. What's important is that the developers that are there are safe, their family is safe, and they're okay.
Yep. So shout out to some people in the chat. You know, Alvin says they are literally on the border between Ukraine and Russia. Double Z, he says they're holding guns right now, and then it's nuts. They're relocating due to shelling. I heard, it's 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 unfathomable to see exactly what's going on. But like I said, my hearts go out to everybody that's being impacted by it. And a video game is just a video game. It's only one life, that you live, and it's precious. So I'd rather people just take care of themselves than trying to worry about a video game that people can enjoy 5 years from now versus having to do it this year. But finishing out the conversation, this is more widespread than just in Ukraine, the surrounding areas and stuff like that. Do you think any other games will probably be impacted due to the situations happening overseas? Is there any other announcements do you think that might happen due to, disturbance in what's happening?
Yeah, I can see that happening. You have I think a lot of developers that are they work out of Europe. They do a lot of work there, but they're based in Europe. I think some of them will be impacted as well, especially if those countries are close to the Ukraine and close to all that's going on right now. You got I know Ubisoft probably has the most studios, like in number of studios out of any publisher or platform.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of, which is also probably maybe the reason why they don't end up getting acquired, is that there's a lot of manpower that has to be taken care of. But outside of that, like back to the point, I know they got studios that are in like a lot of different regions, and they probably got some that's out there too. So yeah, like as Rosaire said in the chat, Poland's right next door, so that's Techland, that's CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
That's the Medium developer, Bloober Team. Like all these devs are really close to all this, and so it makes a lot of sense that if things get out of hand, even further out of hand than they already are, that people, other games might get shut down too.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to everybody that's impacted by those areas. But Slow-Mo, it's been an amazing show. Percolator 9000 just showed up, said, I am here. He's probably been playing a lot of Elden Ring.
Perk?
Been probably playing Elden Ring or something, so he finally took a break from it. But yeah, man, it's 73, man. Episode 73. Not too long. We'll be at 80, then 90, then 100. And the crazy thing, Slow-Mo, guess where episode 100 will be at on your channel? It's going to be a great... I need you to bring out the fireworks, the confetti, all that stuff for episode
fireworks,
1. I'm giving you confetti, everything. I just want you to bring it all out. Bring it all to bear.
We should give out some games, man. We should
you know really what? Yeah. Well, I'll be thinking about that because I do be giving games out on like Lucas channel and stuff like that. I do need to start giving some out on here because I be having some games that I either I already got the code because they sent it later or something, and then I just want to give back to the community. So I know people were talking about channel memberships. We got to figure that out. Just get that thing going because there's a lot of people that want to support in that way too. But Percolator said, "Yep, you're right. Just got through playing that Elden Freeze." Like that man's over there playing Elden Ring. But yeah, man, we're gonna start working on some stuff like that to get a little bit more support for you guys to do inside the chat and just however you guys want to do it. But that is episode 73 of the podcast. And Percolator, all you got to do is go back and rewind to the very beginning because it will be there for your viewing and listening pleasure. But outside of that, man, thanks for everybody coming through. And Slow-Mo, tell people when your video is actually about black people's hair going to release because you say it every show that it's coming.
Look.
So tell people what you got going on this shit with your stuff.
It would have been out last week, but I got 2 games that I'm currently playing that we've been talking about nearly all show. Came out with both 2 examples, 2 very different examples of what we talk about here when it comes to hair in games, the quality of it visually, and in particular, how black people's hair seems to not get, making doing a good job, but that doesn't seem to be a priority. We saw that from one perspective with Elden Ring, and we saw it from a different perspective with Horizon. So I had to add some things in there. So I actually finished all of that today. So I'm thinking, look, I'm not putting a number on it, okay? Look, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming in it's coming in 2022.
No, well, yeah.
Oh, so you ain't even see. You thought I said 2023. It's not. So is it that it's not coming in 2022, Slow Mo?
No, it is coming. It's coming in 2022.
Is it coming
man.
before? Is it coming before April?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so basically this is a 5-week month. So that means
within the week.
So
week,
by the
okay.
so basically what are we going to? Okay, so we got to put put feet to fire here. That's how we do on DPS.
Within the week, man.
This is what we're gonna do. Damage per second podcast. I will give you until the show is on my channel in 2 weeks. If this video is not out before then, what are you going to do, Slow Mo? What do you promise the chat? Are you going to?
No.
We want a bug snack. We want a bug snack stream. We're
not doing that.
No. Listen, if the video's going to be out in before 2 weeks, you should have no problem with acquiescing to that. If it's going to be out, so if it's going to be out in 2 weeks, so Slow Mo, if it's not out in 2 weeks, you owe us.
I'm not playing bug snack.
You owe us a 2-hour bug snack stream.
I'm not playing bug snack.
Yes. Okay. Well, what will you play then? 2 hours. We need a 2-hour stream of something that you don't normally want to play. We could do Grounded. Grounded could be it.
No.
Yeah, it's got to be something. No, Slow Mo, because this is me putting your feet to the fire. I need this. Listen, if the video's gonna be out, it shouldn't matter. If the video's gonna be out, it shouldn't matter.
Look, I'll play Resident Evil 2.
We don't care about you playing Resident Evil 2.
Look, you should care about me playing Resident Evil 2.
Alvin said Babylon Fall stream 2 hours.
Oh my
god.
No.
That's a brand new game too. So yep, so
I gotta buy the game.
It's a brand new game, bro. Brand new game. That's your pen. That's your penance if you don't do what you said you were gonna do within 2 weeks.
Oddworld, Ramon, shut up. Stop.
Oh, well, Oddworld, Strangers. That game's a Game Pass.
I don't. No, still no.
Slow Mo. Look.
What?
Well, listen. Slow Mo can't get on camera due to his job, so we can't use that one. Percolator said he'll join you in Grounded if you play it. We got Balan Wonderlands. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What game would you like if Slow Mo does not have this video about black people in hair? If this video is not on his YouTube channel by the time DPS podcast hits my channel in 2 calendar weeks, what game do you guys want Slow Mo to play? I really want the camera appearance to Chris Singleton, but he can't because of his job. I can't hold him to that.
Look, I said I'll play Resident Evil 2.
No.
Understand.
Resident Evil. We don't care about it because a lot of people like Resident Evil 2. I
don't.
Okay, that's fine for you. We don't care about that.
I don't play horror games for very obvious reasons.
No, listen, we want you to suffer. We don't want you to, just be scared. No, you.
I would definitely be suffering.
That's a great. He even said it. That's a great game, Slow Mo. Resident Evil 2 is a great game. You just scared of it. You just scared of it. Don't nobody care about you being scared. We want you to.
I'm not scared.
Okay,
I'm not scared of the game.
Well, that's what
I just don't like games.
Percolator says
jumping out at you.
Boyfriend dungeon.
The music be all weird. They don't give you no ammo. I'm like, what is why like games like Outlast? Like, why do people play stuff like that? I don't know what's wrong with y'all. It's like I don't get the appeal.
All right, you can pick between you. Okay, Resident Evil 2 is off the table, bro. You can't pick that. You could either look Perk. I don't even want you to platinum it. I just want you to play it. Perk wants you to platinum bug snacks.
Yeah, that ain't happening, man. Like, look, you want me to play? Look, there's 100K channel points in my Twitch channel. If you want that to happen.
If you want that to be platinum. Blade X says Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Ramon Terrell says Stranger's Wrath.
Just picking the
Railzar says Boyfriend Dungeon.
oh hell no.
Listen, Balin Wonderland. You got a lot of good ones. Strange. You got Oddworld, like you said, Stranger's Wrath. You got a lot of good Babylon Falls. So Slow-Mo, just you got to pick one of those. One of those. Which one is it going to be? It does. See, this is the thing. It should not matter at all if you're going to have the video out in 2 weeks.
I'm gonna have it out. Look, I'm gonna have it out, man. Look, but just like in case, like.
No,
I come down with COVID or something.
No,
like, that's
your fault. You got to do it. You got to do it. You know how it is. You got to do it. Push through. You know how many times people probably did stuff that they didn't want to do because they were sick and they still did it. Artful Escape. There's another one. Arodimus said Artful Escape.
Good. Look, it'll be out.
No, just tell me. No, I need to know what video, what game can we tie you to? Ramon said he said Stranger's Wrath is an awesome game, bro. You want to do that?
What is
it's Oddworld. It's in Game Pass.
Ain't no way I'm playing Oddworld. I mean, I never liked Oddworld. There's no, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not.
Alvin says Sonic Team Racing on PlayStation Plus. We try to give you games that you don't have to buy at this point, because you can just play them in Game Pass. I understand not wanting to get Babylon Falls because of that.
Rose, I've played one. My friend Pedro, I like that game, so you probably let's do that.
Oh, so you go wait. So you go pick the one game out of all of these things. But,
look, you told me to pick a game. That
no.
I suggested.
All right, is everybody okay? Is everybody okay with my friend Pedro? Is everybody good with that? If he doesn't do it, he has to play that, or do we want another game? Do we want something else? Ramon said it's different from other Oddworld games. He said it's a third person shooter. He said
I'm good.
You just don't want to play Oddworld.
I don't want to play it, yo.
Look, you know what, man? Let's who can get up? But this is fun. I like doing this with you, so because you're a good sport and I love you. But you tripping right now. So we're tripping. So look, we're on the Xbox. We're on the Xbox. We're gonna go to this thing called Game Pass. It's this thing right here called Game Pass.
I feel like you're just trying to extend the show, man.
Yeah, I am trying to extend the show. We're gonna switch we're gonna do this. So we're on Game Pass. This is Game Pass, guys. If you don't know what Game Pass is, you're missing out. So these are all the games that are in Game Pass. Over 100 of them. This is so we got Alien Isolation. If you want to play a jump scare game, you can play that. I would like to see you play that game.
I don't want to play a jump scare game.
I would like you to play that. We don't want you to play Anthem.
Yeah, there's no way I'm playing Alien Isolation.
Yeah, why not? If you want to play, if you were willing to play Resident Evil, I would love to watch you play Alien Isolation.
Oh God, fine.
What you do? You will do Alien Isolation?
Yeah, fine.
So, so we gonna do Alien. So, if this video ain't out in 2 weeks, Alien Isolation is the game.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, I can deal with that. I'll tell you. Is there?
It's gonna be out this weekend.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, Slow-Mo, I appreciate you, bro. The chat appreciates you. They love you to death, man. Tell everybody what's going on your channel outside of that video and where they can find you at, bro.
You can find me making this video so I ain't got to play Alien Isolation on Slow-Mo Backslap. Exactly how it sounds on my YouTube channel. You can also find me on Twitch, probably playing Elden Ring or Horizon Forbidden West for over the next month or so. Maybe I maybe throw in a little Halo Infinite or Rogue Company every now and then just to get some PvP in, because I like to shoot faces until Tiny Tina Wonderland comes out. So yes, appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. You're not getting me to play Alien Isolation because I'm gonna have this damn video out. That's for damn sure. But great show, Forte. Great hosting, man, and everyone, enjoy your games and have a great one.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Nobody remind him of this. Let this simmer. He'll forget about it because Slow-Mo is Slow-Mo is the most forgetful person in this community. He'll forget about this by the time he goes to sleep tonight. So don't tweet him, don't remind him, because we just gonna hit him up beside his head in 2 weeks. Be like, yo, where's that video at, bro? That video ain't out yet. So yeah, great show, Slow-Mo. Really appreciate doing this with you. One of the longest shows we've done in a while, and time just flew by. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button before you leave the show. Make sure you share with all your friends on social media. And you're already on my channel, so make sure you sub to the channel, and we will see you on DPS Podcast episode 74 next week on Slow-Mo's channel. Same time, Thursday, 9 p.m. Pacific. Make sure if you got friends, let them know about the audio versions that will be up and available, so they can listen to it at their earliest convenience. And we will see you guys at the next one. Shout out to you too, Dragon Yard Hobie. Real friends will remind him. Oh, real friends will remind him. No, we will not remind him, sir. And you don't do it on Scumcast in the super chat either. On Saturday. You guys have a good night. We'll talk to y'all later.
I appreciate you, Yobi. Don't worry about it though. I'm gonna have this video out.
Okay, if I book this job, I'm gonna buy you, stranger. They about to start. Hey, Xbox got a gift feature, so make sure you do that. You guys have a good night, man. Peace.
Peace.
Oh man, that was good. 50 people.